I'm right next to the big cheese, the big kahuna, Mr. Slacks. Oh, Sir Slacks. That's what we're saying. Sir Action.
Thank you so much for anyone that forgot.
That's what he is. That's what we are. This is our matchup. Let's send it to our panel and get it started.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. We're ready for this 2-game series, and on our final touch on the mid matchup, I still wanted to just get this one off my chest because I believe both No One and Mid One played against each other so many times in the days where Mid One was part of Team Spirit. Sorry, Secret, of course, and No One was part of Virtus Pro. And these two are gonna have maybe a little bit of, I mean, the old man brawl, almost. A little bit of pride on the line, potentially, Effie.
The old man showdown, I like that.
Yeah, the 27-year-old geezers.
No, it's these players have really left their mark in Dota so long ago that it's so cool that they're still relevant in modern Dota and they're still competing. And yeah, you just have to put respect on both of their names. For mid one, I'm especially curious what approach he's going to take today, because these two mid laners actually share a couple of flexes with their supports, like the Keeper of the Light and like the Earth Spirit that they've been playing. And we've seen both of them be capable of playing at mid. I wonder if Earth Spirit will be let through at all in this series even.
Yeah, I mean, Parivision's picked it 4 times in a row.
Let's
first
go.
pick. So if they allow it on MOUZ, then they definitely know what's coming. And the fact that, you know, you're glazing the 9-class Earth Spirit, rightfully so, with the fact that he's only silver tier. But I think having a mid laner like No One, who, yeah, I'm almost certain that he gave him some pointers about, like, here's the little mechanic thing you guys can use. Probably saved him 10 to 20 games worth of learning. But when I look at these two mid laners, I think the most impressive thing about their career as a whole is the fact that it's very uncommon to see two players kind of, I don't want to say fall off, they kind of like took a break. They took like a break in the middle of their careers. There was like a year or two where you didn't really hear from either of these guys, and then they came back. And that's something that we've seen, but it's usually like a core player coming back as a support or coming back as a coach or kind of struggling to find their team or their role. But these guys were mid laners through and through, and they came back, and here they are again.
Yeah, they found their form again, and that is incredibly impressive considering everything you have to do right in order to get to that level to begin with. And to be able to do that twice, this requires a lot of personal strength, I think, from both of these players. But enough about the mid lane. I want to talk about other roles. We already mentioned 9-class. I wonder if Yamich plays as good of an Earth Spirit. If you have any judgment on that, is it in his wheelhouse?
Well, I believe he played it yesterday because they had this Keeper of the Light Earth Spirit flex that I was mentioning, and Mid One ended up playing the Coddle in their game 1 versus Nemesis, so it had to have been Yamich. Yes, it was him. And to be honest, I couldn't really watch the intricacies of that early game because I did end up just quickly clicking through it. They didn't win that one, where they ended up doing that flex, but it was a really close game. And Boom in the interview mentioned that he thinks they messed up on the lanes, and that's what made the game so hard. But it does seem like Yamich can do it. I mean, he is a melee support type of player. He's famous for his Tusk, he's famous for his Pudge. Her Spirit feels like a natural fit into that archetype of support.
Hello,
Yeah, I think it's funny how heavily lean towards ranged or melee. From player to player, and Yamich is definitely much more likely to see him on the Earth Spirits, the Tusks, the Clockworks. And, you know, as opposed to, like, I think Mira from Aurora is like the opposite end of that spectrum,
Yeah, would you say that 9-class also melee mostly?
I feel like 9-class. Okay, so
he's the everything.
He's the everything type of player, but he had a distinct playstyle when he joined professional Dota, and we talked about it on our previous panel because he talked about it in his interview that Puppy's kind of reeled him in and said, like, for our game plan to work, we need you to be stable, be the Dark Willows, be the Hoodwinks, just give Noticed a good lane. And the fact is, like, I'm very impressed with 9-class because it's easier said than done to just embrace a different play style. And he said, he's like, as long as we're winning, I'm happy. And at the end of the day, putting the team's success ahead of, like, your own preference. We all have our heroes we prefer not to play. We all have our play style that we mesh with, and stepping outside of that with an open mind, I think speaks a lot to his mentality as a player.
Yeah, I think 9-class is the type of player who doesn't really lean towards a ranged archetype or a melee archetype. It's more so just every patch he picks a pool of heroes and really refines them, and that becomes his playstyle, and it's very prone to changing depending on what he thinks is good. Because before he was the Slark and Nyx Assassin and melee guy, he actually, when he came into the scene, was famous for his Bat Rider and his Dark Willow. and those were the heroes that he kind of perfected laning on. And then he just had a
ဥဝင်
natural
တွေကို
self-set
first
up.
ban အောင် ban ရတဲ့
Now
အနေအထား
laning,
ဖြစ်လာ
because
တယ်
he's laning, how do I annoy
အဲ့ hero က
the enemy team as much as possible?
အဲ့ကောင်အစားတဝဲလိုပဲထွက်လာမှာ
And that is
တဝဲ
when
လို
we see MOUZ remove it from the pool. We've seen a couple of IOs already come out, and 9 class
တ
talks
ဝဲ
about
လို
it in
ဘ
the
ိန်း
I think
ဘိန်း
that-
ကတော့
on hindsight,
damage
might
ထွက်ရ
have
တယ်
been
မ
a
ပါဘူး
mistake. So that yeah, we are going to see
damage
that
ပို့
ban
ဆိုးတဲ့မှာ
happen,
ဆို
so
ရင်
probably
အဲ့
quite
တ
frequently.
ဝဲလို
But
နဲ့
first
အခုဝင်နေရ
also
လောလောဆယ်
removed
နေ
from
ရ
the
ရ
pool. It is by MOUZ themselves, so we got that one solved as well. It is MOUZ that gets first pick, and because they removed Earth Spirit from the pool, and Io and Kez, we've got so many heroes left in the pool. Lone Druid, Drow Ranger, Shadow Fiend,
Treant Protector.
Treant Protector.
โอ้3
That's
ဘက်တော့
crazy. We got 4 of the heroes that people rather normally see removed.
Yeah, it's curious. I do feel like of those heroes mentioned, Lone Druid is the big one.
Three and
So to
Necro
see a
4
team
လာတော့မယ်ထင်တယ်
prioritize Treant Protector over it
ပြီးရ
tells me
နီခရို
that
တို့
they don't even like to play Lone Druid that much.
I think it might honestly have to do with the fact that Lone Druid's one counter is Enigma in the laning stage, and that was still in. I think that's kind of the rock, paper, scissors. Now it's on Parivision to say, okay, are we willing to just pick Lone Druid here and then ban Enigma? Is that because you're at that point you don't know exactly which one they're going to choose. So this is where the permutations of the draft kind of start to branch out from the predictability. And it's
Brown
really
Ranger
important to note that
Oh,
even though Lone
like
Druid's
and ban
not
ပေါ့
picked,
ဒါဆိုရင်
he's
လေ
being
Brown Ranger ကို
strongly
first pick ကို
considered
ပစ်တာ
and
နော်
factored into every single
အဲ့ဆို
ban
တော့
and every
like and ban
single
ပြီ
pick
ဒီ
that
ကောင်
is
လေးတေးကြသ
happening.
လောက်ပဲ
So I do think it's
Like and တော့
fascinating
ပေးလို့
that
မရ
when you have 4 traditionally broken heroes, Lone Druid arguably the most broken out of all of them, when they're all available, there's a reason that they're choosing these over the others. I think in this case, like Drow is the best lane pairing with Treant. So maybe if you pick Drow, ban Lone Druid, you feel like maybe the Treant's not going to be full potential. You're almost assuming they're going to pick SF at that point, and then a lot of times these tier 1 teams will say know thy enemy. You know that at the end of the day the best heroes are going to get through sometimes, and if it's predictable then we can at least have planned for it.
Or you call their bluff and not ban out Lone Druid, think they're going to pick Shadow Fiend anyway, and just ignore Lone Druid the whole draft.
That's an option as well. That's totally an option.
I think there's big potential for that because Drow Ranger is a good carry against Lone Druid, and she opens up a lot of pairings, like the Slardar, for example, to just constantly kill that bear whenever you see it. And maybe the Drow Ranger is enough to offset that. And I really just don't think it's a comfort here for MOUZ. I have to emphasize that of all the teams in this tournament, I do feel this is one that can get away with dangling the Lone Druid.
ဒေါ်နီပွဲက duration 40
Yeah, they
ကွာ
also displayed that they can beat
Division
the Lone
leader
Druid
up win.
yesterday. I know where Connex isn't. It could just be a skill diff at the end of the day.
Over
but
Mala,
Underlord
over
being another
Mala.
hero that really does that. So every time we see these heroes being considered, it's like, okay, maybe they thought Underlord and Enigma are too much. And if we don't want it, but if you take it, we've still got both of those options. You haven't
Over
shown
လောက်တ
that
ယ်
you
ကွာ
can ban those out based on the fact that you've left all of them in.
ပစ်ကိုတစ်ချက် show อ่ะ
And in that case, I mean, I think Treant, in my opinion, is like the generically best hero in the game, in the sense that I just don't care what his matchups are. He's going to be useful in every single game. The cores, while broken, are like they are situational, and cores inherently have counters that can nullify their game to some degree. So I'm not too surprised that MOUZ ended up going with Treant Protector out of everything. And then once they chose Treant Protector, I think you take the best pairing away from Drow. So yeah, now we're in the spot where
like မဘန်းသေးဘူး Parivision ကဘာလုပ်လဲပါပီ
leave the bluff.
ပါပီရွာကျင်နေတယ်ထင်တယ် like ထားခဲ့
I think
ပြီးတော့
they're
ဆော့
gonna
မှာလားမ
ignore
သိ
it
ဘူး
on both sides now.
ကျွန်တော်လည်းအချိန်တော်တော်ဖြုံးနေရ
I
နော်
think with the Drow, you are not looking to integrate it into your own draft, and by having the
Eh,
Drow,
buka
also,
ban
you've
eh.
essentially solved it by opening up the pairings that can counter
like
Lone
မ
Druid.
ဘန်းဘူးလား
I was gonna mention the Keeper of the Light as a very contested hero this series because it's a 2/4
Keeper,
flex,
okay.
and I do believe the 2/4 flexes are important for both teams. With Parivision, 9 class is such a specialty coddle player that
ဒါမှမဟုတ်
we
like
kinda
န်ထွက်
know
လာ
it's
ရင်
gonna
အဲ့
be
လို
him, but
အန်တာလော
the
လို့
potential
ကောင်
for a
မျိုး
good
နဲ့
Keeper game
ပြန်
comes
ချုပ်
up,
မလို့လားမသိ
I
ဘူး
mean,
အန်တာလော
I know
လို့ကောင်
he
မျိုး
can
ပြန်သုံးရင်
absolutely
တော့ရ
win.
ရောင်းကြအန်တာလောပေါင်းလိုက်ရင်တော့ like ကို
I would
ဖြီးလို့
generally
ရ
run away from it this particular game just because
I'm a tight hand,
you've
I
heard me be the biggest skeptic of range
အဲ့ဒါ
carry
လေ
plus non-stunning ranged mid.
blue light တေချာဆော့နိုင်
It's
မှာ
like it's always going to be an option, but then that's
အာ
a
ဟို
whole
ဘက်လည်း
other
ဓာတ်စီရ
draft
ထုတ်
you'll
တယ်
have to
okay
patch
like မ
with
ထွက်လာတော့ဘူး
the other heroes. So they go
MOUZ
for the
က like
dark
ကိုင်းတဲ့
seer. This
ကောင်
has been like the tradition. There's
ကြည့်
been
လို့
a
လား
couple
ဘုံက
offliners
like
that
မ
have
ကိုင်း
really
တော့ဘူးလားအရင်ကကိုင်းသလားလို့
bumped up
ဘုံ
the range
က
carry meta. Like Centaur specifically very good.
Why
against
not
the likes
like
of Wind Ranger,
it? Why not
especially
like it?
Darkseer especially good against the likes of Shadow Fiend and Drow because in the later like their illusion does do something.
Esprit လည်းမရှိဘူး။တက်စီယာနဲ့တွဲမဲ့ position ဖူးရပါလား။ Clock White လည်းမရှိဘူး။ Tasker လာမှာပေါ့။
And then on top of that,
Tasker ကြီးကြောက် Tasker 3ရရင်ရောအဲ့လိုမီလီတွေကြီးပဲပုတ်တယ်နော်
retreat to the jungle because these heroes are so oppressive in their safe lanes. The Darkseer does all of that. So a lot of the time, the Darkseer is not expected to win the lane, but it's expected to have a game and then eventually make it.
Seven carry တို့ဘာလို့လဲများတွဲကျင်နေလို့လား
Yeah, I do think Dra does better versus Darkseer than a lot of the other ranged carries though throughout the game. Her illusion doesn't seem as impactful as an SF illusion, for example, but everything you mentioned is absolutely correct. The issue of picking Treant plus Darkseer, two heroes who are both countered by Dispel, now opens the option for just a very strong Dispel hero for Parivision. Like both your first two picks can be solved by the same thing. You could go for like an offlane Largo, you could go for an Oracle, you could go for an Enchantress. There are a lot of routes Parivision can take now.
I would lean towards Ducalis Enchantress, I think. I think the other one, okay, they actually steal it. I like that a lot, honestly, because out of all the other ones, the problem is you don't want any more backfire. Like with the Oracle, now you've got three squishy ranged heroes. Enchantress, yes, ranged hero, but she plays the map in a way where she's walking around aggressively. And at this point, you know, what Parivision, and I know they're thinking about this kind of stuff at a higher level than I'm even mentioning, but like you don't have anybody that is aggressive on the map right now. So if you're not, since you don't have Enchantress, I like the Largo. You mentioned that. Largo. Certainly going to be offlane.
Yeah, the one thing about the Largo though is you're not throwing it into the Darkseer lane unless you are going to do some shenanigans.
True.
So you just have to, whatever support you take here, just make sure that it can out-sustain any of the poke happening to Drow with the Ion Shell and the waves always pushing into her tower.
Now what is left? Like a lot of the premier, since all the cores were left in, then the fives were left in.
Mouse ဘက် mid က Amber တို့ဘာလို့ထွက်လာနိုင်ကြီးအရင်များတယ်အဲ့တော့ဒီလိုမျိုးလာကိုကြီးကြိုပစ်ထားလိုက်တော့ Amber ကလစ်သွားပြီထွက်လာရင်တော့ကောင်တာမိနေပြီပေါ့
Like he's a melee 5.
Plane cat တွေဘာတွေပြတ်တယ်တကယ်မှာ CRN chain ပြတ်မယ်
Are we gonna see a weird one like Ogre or something, you know, just some budget Treant?
Amber မဟုတ်ရင်
the idea of melee plus range and just go for a healing hero as well, like Wyvern or Warlock.
Oh, Wyvern could be decent. I think you need a hero that deters the aggression in some way. It's like if you were to pick like a CM, for instance, you're just going to get dove. But something like a Wyvern does make it difficult to dive, so I wouldn't mind that. But I also wouldn't mind just conceptually if they take a suboptimal hero for the sake of dealing with this one problem.
With that aside as well, there is another problem, is that there's this strong, really strong puck pick on 18 that you kind of have to address with the support that you're going to pick, and maybe they just thought taking the techies early on could make it so that they have the damage to fight into MOUZ. But the puck on 18, it's always
idea တော့တကယ်ကောင်းတယ် Trian တို့ဘာလို့က Trian တို့ Enchant လည်းတူတူပဲ Test speed သိအရင်မြန်နေတယ်မပါဘူးကွာအဓိကတော့ Trian ပေါ့ Test speed သိမမြန်တော့ကိုကောင်းရဲ့အဲ့ mind တွေကိုအချိန်မီရှင်းလို့မရ1 game ဟန်နိုင်တယ်အဲ့လိုကောင်းလေးအဲ့တဲမှာလည်းသိရမလားပြီးတော့ရှင်းလို့မလွယ်ဘူး
but they've chosen to address
မိုက်တော့မိုက်တယ်လို့ပဲတက်ခီရ
I've seen many drafts won by an
မောင်းစားထင်းတဲ့အတိုင်းပဲ Amber ထွက်မလာတော့
I think MOUZ
ပတ်ပဲထွက်လာ Amber ကကောင်းတာမိနေ
I think they're doing a lot better in this draft than I would have anticipated coming into this series.
ပတ်ပဲထွက်လာတယ်ပေါ့နော်
If I were them, I'd be very happy with what I've gotten so far.
ပတ်ကိုမန်ဒါစတိုင်းနဲ့ဒါမှမဟုတ်လေးဘော်တင်တာနဲ့သူလေးဘော်တင်တာတော့လူတယ်တေချာပေါ့ဟိုဘက် drawing ညာကြီးပါ
And then on the other side, we are looking for Parivision to ban out some cores. Crystallis doesn't have his hero yet, and Yuri mentioned his hero.
9နေရပဲအာဒီကမှာ9နေတာ share 9နေရ
If he's getting the
လာကို level 3ရဘလို့လဲလာကို level 3ရ
with the razor, the
magic damage ထုတ်လို့ရှိရင် magic damage ထိသွားတဲ့ကောင်တွေက magic over time effect တွေဝင်တယ်
Not viable, but I don't think they're
အာ magic ပဲထုတ်တော့ဥမာပတ်ကိုထည့်လိုက်မယ်ဆိုရင်ပတ်က level 1ပစ်လိုက်မယ်ကွာ အဲ့ level 1ထိသွားတဲ့ကောင်လေးအပေါ်မှာ damage over time effect တွေသွားဝင်တယ်ဟိုအစိတ်ပေါ့အစိတ်လိုမျိုးကွာဒီလိုမှစား level 1လိုမျိုးအဲ့လိုတစ်စိမ့်သိမ့်ရောတဲ့ဟာမျိုးသွားဝင်တယ်
even like a PL or something, just like some
Amber ကိုတင်ပေးလိုက်ရင် Amber ရဲ့ဒီ fire remnant တိုက်တဲ့အခါမျိုးတွေ CRN chain သုံးတဲ့အခါမျိုးတွေမှာအဲ့ damage over time effect တွေကနောက်ကနေလိုက်ဝင် magic damage တွေက
right, like I think Spectre looks very cool here. Sure, it doesn't give the objective damage that you talked about, but versus Keeper and Drow, she becomes super high value. But is it a
magic
Chrysalis?
ကောင်နေနဲ့တွဲပြီးတော့
Is he willing to
ကျ
play
န်
it?
တယ်ပြီးတော့ mana reduction ပါတယ်ထင်တယ်အဲ့ level 3 တင်ခံရတဲ့ကောင်က mana reduction ဖြစ်တယ် mana reduction 5% လားမသိဘူးမှတ်မိသလောက်တော့ 5% လားအဲ့လိုနည်းတော့နည်းတယ်ကွာ 5% တမ်းပါတယ်မှတ်မိတော့
And I think oddly enough, a hero like PL, like as long as
magic
you're
ကို DBF
survivable
ပြောင်း
in
ပေး
this
တာ
game, I
ပေါ့
think you can
yes
be aggressive because you have
yes
so many enablers.
အဲ့လိုပြောလို့ရ
So I think like all I want to see from his hero is that it's survivable against the techies. Like it can dodge techie stuff. That's like what I'm thinking because that's the only way they can kill you right now.
Okay.
And
ဒီပွဲကဒီကောင်နေ over အောင်ဆော့မှာလား
really
တ
like
က်
I
ကြီး
don't
อ่ะ
think Parivision can
ဒီ
target.
ဘက်ကလည်း 3 and pack
And if
ဆို
you
တော့
want survivability, then
But be
Monkey
nine
King
now.
versus melee hero is always an option.
Yeah, Monkey King. I think out of all of Crystallis's normal
အ
heroes,
ကယ်ကိုကြည့်ရမယ်အကယ်လို့ mouse က 7 လိုကောင်မျိုးပွဲထုတ်လိုက်လို့ရှိရင်အဲ့ဒါဝုန်းတိုင်းဆိုပွဲကပြတ်သွားနိုင်တယ်
can they check?
Pari လည်းရှုံးကောင်းရှုံးသွားနိုင်တယ်
I did
Breath
want to mention
a jar,
that
no?
I find it quite curious that
Breath
Parivision
အရာ
banned
ရှုံးသွားနိုင်တယ်
Tiny. That means they thought
But
that
the
was a
baka
pretty good
tiny
option
monkey
for
game ban
Chrysalis
is 7
to
target.
carry because it would have been great for them. It
7
would
la
have been
9
the cover of the light combination from mid. It would have given them the instant stun to catch the puck. And now they're working with limited options for their last pick.
အ DK what
You don't necessarily want to pick
အဲ့ DK carry တွေသုံးကြသေးလို့လား
versus puck with his coil.
True.
DK carry တွေသုံးကြသေးလို့လား
It's interesting.
survivable.
Nó mà nai không? Mà nai không? DK carry က drawing ရအောင်တသက်လုံးမနိုင်ဘူးနော်
I think this is very off meta, but it does make sense. Like I
Yeah,
think
off meta
I think
လည်း
it's
ဖြစ်
a
တယ်
smart pick for what their draft is doing.
နောက်နေတာလားဘာကြီးတော့ဘယ်ဟို good draft တော့ဟိုကလည်း fall နေနော်
bonus damage right click on his ulti. So looking at the rest of his lineup, I am concerned a bit about their ability.
drawing က level 3 level 6က
very light on damage.
magic damage လေ
Exactly. I
magic
think
damage လား
that's
pure
my
damage လား
concern.
pure damage
I
ထင်
feel
တယ်
like
နော်
the DK
ဒီကောင်ရဲ့ဒီ level 6က
conceptually,
ထွက်တဲ့
we
ဟို
like
ဟာ
that eliminate heal and
proc
sustain,
chance
the
က
Largo sustain
အဲ့ဒါ
that's
ဟို
gonna be
DK
coming
အာမ
out.
မ
It's
ခံ
playing
နိုင်ဘူး
a
လေ
lot
အဲ့ဒါမ
of
သိရ
game healing
နောက်နေ
with very little burst damage to work with on MOUZ. So they need to be winning their lanes, snowballing.
ဟိုဒီပတ်ကိုအားကိုးမရမှာ
If
DK
they
က
take
drawing ကြတယ်
advantage of the
ရှင်
late
ချ
game
လို့မ
versus
ရ
the sustain on Parivision, that's
ကို
tough.
ယိုကာယဖြစ်ပြီးသေကိုသေမှာအဲ့
Yeah,
ကောင်
the reason why I mentioned a hero like PL is because it's just very chaotic, and I feel like a way to deal with all this.
အဲ့ legit ရဲ့ DK ကတော့ဘာဆိုလားပေါ့နော်
chaos, and DK
အခုလောလောဆယ်က
is just very
မတာထဲ
honest
မှာ
hero.
ရှိမနေဘူး
And
အဲ့
I feel
DK က
like Parivision's going to be allowed to ball up around the Largo.
ဒီဘက် PV နိုင်ပြီကွာအဲ့လောက်ဆို
And Satanic's just
အဲ့
going to be
duration ကိုတစ်ချက်စဉ်းစားနေ
Yeah, they go for Ember Spirit at the very end. That is the keeper of the light combination.
duration ကို
Honestly,
တစ်ချက်
it's
စဉ်း
not
စား
the
နေတာ
easiest
ဒီဘက်
element.
လုံးမဲ့
If you're
ကောင်
playing
လေးကွာ
into
ပတ်ကော
Enchantress,
ဓာတ်
you
စီ
can
ရ
dispel
အောင်
your Flame Guard early
ဝင်ပြီးတော့
on
ဝုန်းတိုင်း
their
လိုက်လုံး
rotations.
နေ
You've got the
drawing က
instant
ပြစ်ခွင့်ရ
stun
ပါ
on
မ
DK,
လားပေါ့နော်
and you've got, of course, the coil and the overgrowth that you
I
have
mean-
to play against.
hurricane bike တစ်ချောင်းလုံးနဲ့
Definitely
ဆိုရင်တော့
not
ပြစ်ခွင့်ရ
easy,
သွား
but
ပြီအဲ့လောက်ဆို
no one is a specialist.
ဟိုလိုလိုက်ကန်တို့ပါလို့
Some
ကွာ
of
တစ်
their
ချိန်လုံး
specialty
လိုက်ကတ်နေမဲ့
combinations.
ကောင်မျိုးမပါဘူး DK ဆိုလည်းတစ်
It's
ချက်
gonna
ဝ
be
င်
tough
မယ်
for him, but I believe
ဝင်
he
ပြီး
can
လို့
do it.
ပြီးသွားရင်ထပ်လိုက်လို့မရ
So
တော့ဘူးကွာ
on the
ပြော
side
နေတာ
of MOUZ, really, looking
တက်
at
စီရဆိုလည်းဝင်ပြီးဆွဲဆုလိုက်မယ်ဆွဲဆုတဲ့ချိန်ဟိုက
coincidentally looking
hurricane တွေပါတော့ထွက်သွားရင်ပြီးသွားပြီ
to
So
have
that-
a great game because it seems like this is a good puck game.
Yeah, it's definitely a good puck game. My concern every time I see puck is
Puck
not
yung maya.
40 minutes plus. I think he has basically a free game with no instant disables other than probably a hex on the techies from 9 class, from Ducalis. But for me, it's the concern
ဒီ
here.
ပွဲက
is
ဘာ
making
ဖြစ်မယ်မှ
damage,
မသိဘူးဖြစ်နေပြီ
whenever you
ဒီ
have
ပွဲက
puck and DK, Treant,
အဲ့ DK
Darkseer,
ပကြီးက
maybe
အခု
Ponzo
ချိန်
if
မှာ
it
အဲ့လို
considers,
ပြစ်တော့
maxing impetus first. Or maybe a bit earlier than you normally would.
Parivision ဝင်ရလဲ
I'm just curious
1.2
how
ပဲ
they're
ရ
gonna solve
မ
this
မိုက်
problem. Maybe they manage to stagnate the game and draw it out so they just don't have to worry about it. That might be an option.
One thing that no one said that they were extra good in is closing out games. Is this a game where they're looking to get an early lead
ဒီ
and
ပွဲက
just
ရှောင်းရမယ်ထင်တယ်
end it? Like, how fast do they want to play in this one?
For Parivision, I mean, ideally they can stabilize the early mid game because
Well,
it's
Xiaomi
actually
did,
MOUZ who have the
yeah.
very strong lanes, they have the very strong tempo, and they've got the
ဒီကမှာပေးထားတဲ့ဟာလေးတွေ
movement
ပြန်ပါသွားအောင်မယ်
Parivision
တော့ကြာ
do have the weaker early game draft, so if they can just come out of lanes without a disadvantage, that late game can be theirs.
There's going to be a period in the game between maybe like 17 and 25 minutes that MOUZ has no damage. And Parivision has like 1 or 2 items on all their cores, and they can just walk at them. And we saw this something similar from them about 2 days ago. And so that's the window I'm looking at where I think Parivision's going to play it very passively and then come on really strong all at once.
This is a game between one side, a team that hasn't dropped a single game. On the other side, it's MOUZ with a 4-2 record. Definitely nothing to slouch at. Let's see if they can be the first to take a game of a Parivision as we head over to Sunspan and Kazu.
ဘာဘီကမောင်းဆိုကိုချမှာ secret 2.0ဟုတ်ပါ secret လူတွေပဲလက်ကြီးတို့မောင်းဆိုမောင်းဆောင်ဖြစ်တယ်လက်ကြီးတို့ဟွာမစ်ဝမ်းတို့
MOUZ versus Parivision
ဘွန်းတို့အဲ့ကောင်တွေက
Parivision undefeated
secret အကောင်တွေ
not so much but they've looked pretty good they're 4-2 I think the game that we cast they didn't look good and that was the only
ရာမစ်လေ secret မှာဆော့ဘူးတယ်မလား
So
ဆော့ဘူးလားဆော့ဘူးလား
I think that's the one that they did end up losing
ဆော့ဘူးတယ်ပန်တိုကတော့ secret မှာမဆော့ဘူး
less pressure like on their shoulders and
ပေါ်တော့မှာ secret
for themselves at
player
least at
တွေ
this early to mid game I think they can play very aggressive let's see what we got here on the rune shouldn't be anything too crazy Smith one of course does try to steal a bounty rune
hero I want to talk about is Dragonite Crystallis this is he's picked it before
many times
not
yes
at this tournament usually it's when his Razor is out or his Monkey King is out
yeah his monkey was out
it was but we haven't been seeing DK that much in this patch what do you think it offers them in this game because before the facets obviously during the facet period it was a very different hero than it is now
no the hero was so strong he definitely got a very big nerf hammer and you also like you heard Brian talk about on the panel like you don't have the bonus damage anymore and even more so like I think the hero still has its place and I think it's overall slightly underpicked but I would say it's a better mid than carry but what it does for them here you have built-in armor which is quite nice for you later on against the drow like you're not an agi hero but you have built-in armor from your innate which is quite nice and you can play fast right you're playing with the dark sphere you have a tree and armor as well and I think it works very well with also like the range support so I'm really looking at MOUZ's early game you have a dark sphere tree and dual lane very very strong yeah and you have an enchantress who can go through the gate and like do some stuff here to offset what Parivision
မောင်းကအားလီအဲ့လိုမျိုးဓာတ်စီယာတွေဘာတွေနဲ့ light ထိုးလဲ
we're seeing it every game
ဟာကောင်တာထောက်တယ်နော်အဲ့ဓာတ်စီယာ
and we're also seeing the Ember every game it feels like these
ဓာတ်စီယာရှိတွေပါတင်တာတို့စရှိတွေပါတင်တာတို့ဆိုဟာရှာနဲ့ရက်လိုက်ရင်ပြက်ပြီ
are you expecting
ပြင် tree and living armor ပြက်တယ်အကုန်ပြက်တယ်ဖာဖြတ်မှာ
stuck in this
တော့အားလီမှာအဲ့လိုမျိုးကြီးတွေ light လုပ်လဲ
I feel like by the end of most tournaments
ရိုင်းမရလောက်
things because you have to pull out crazy things
no like the thing is there's so Largo plus Ember we've seen it Largo plus Storm we've seen it and we've seen Caudle plus Storm Caudle plus Ember the problem is giving these three heroes together I think that's going to be something that you cannot let happen later on in the tournament because I think already as you can see
Parivision ကြီးခေါ်ပါလေဆူတောင်း
with the Caudle and the
အစာပိုင်းနေပါလေဆူတောင်း
and they both won
ချိန်တိုင်း drawing ညာ DK က drawing ညာနိုင်အောင်နိုင်ပါ
which are you know it's exactly what they have so they're going to be very happy I think also no one in the mid lane is going to be very happy which is why I've got a lot of eyes here on this MOUZ early game
ကြီးတက်တာကိုတစ်ချက်ဆောင်းအောင်
the Dark Seer this time around and I've seen him pick that up a few times before not too shabby you got the AoE of the Treant Protector the coil as well they definitely have I wouldn't call it a wombo combo but definitely good synergy overall with their lineup.
Yeah, they do have decent team fight, and also later, like DK, you know, you have an AoE stun nowadays. It's not like the biggest, but with a vacuum, you can still definitely pull it off. I'm a little concerned for their offlane dual lane, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's a double melee against double range, and Techies is very, very good in this lane. You can obviously outrange both of them. You can dispel the shell, you can dispel the surge as well. So definitely want to see if Panto can maybe, you know, be the difference maker down here later on, because if we look at the CS right now, it is not pretty.
Oh wow, you're right.
Oh, ဟုတ်တယ်ဟာဓာတ်စီယာ creep မရဘူးဓာတ်စီယာ creep 9အောင်ပဲရတယ်
Yeah.
စေမပြေဘူး
I mean mid lane how is this supposed to go exactly
Kind of how it is going right now. Maybe the you know, living armor can make a little bit of a difference, but generally Ember does just free farm. You can't really do all that much with the puck. You will farm yourself, but you don't really pressure. And even if you get the coil, it's going to be against a max flame guard. But so it's, I think for me, it's more about how mid one can go around the side lanes later, because the mid lane, you do end up slightly losing.
And like you're referring to, boom, only with the 5 CS. We're going to see the searing chains on the mid one.
Hey, mid one short man.
Be able to get out just barely. I mean, how good is the comeback potential for Darkseer? Because this is a rough start.
You're going to need stacks or people to play through you. And this is where, at least like going back to the draft, I did like the Eng pick. Quite a lot coming out for MOUZ.
I'm looking at, they don't really have any good ion shell carriers this game.
But, I mean, DK is good. Oh.
Searing chains with the slight, no one.
He'll be okay.
On top of mid one, again, barely gets out. The living armor really going to be the difference here for mid one so far.
It's already been doing a lot because you can definitely see all this pressure coming out from no one here in this matchup. But yeah, when it comes to Iron Chest, I mean, Trian can be fine if you can play aggressive in the lane, as noticed, taking a little bit of pressure. But, you know, being Largo, especially with Cardinal, he just constantly refreshes the lick. You get a last hit, you have high HP region.
That's the what time? Nilia, the 9 second. Oh, trading it. That's the don't do it to like level 3. They want low one, Illumia.
Little melee creep.
Oh, 3 and it. 3 and it leave. I thought Sabuda, I'm about.
Grenade, we'll lick it off. Tempting to run out. And this not quite enough. Very close.
No mana.
Yeah, the Stormcrafter not going to catch up. So Notice will survive. He's been one of the better Largos, I have to say, in recent memory.
Now, Noticed overall, I think he's just been looking very, very good, especially in this team. And the pressure is good from MOUZ because it should, you know, give some space potentially for Panther to make some moves around. I mean, he's no stranger to Enchantress. You know, he is level 30. He also played in the Team Spirit base camp. And if there's one team that's very good at using that hero, it is Team Spirit.
Yep, true. All right, boom. Gonna have to make something happen here to get back into this game.
Yeah, you kind of have to do this.
You got Township,
Techies is annoying when this happens, but he can't really stop you from doing this. So I do think that this is the correct play. Mid one, of course.
Mid one. Let's see. He's 23 and 4 versus the 29 and 8 right now from no one. As the 6-minute power rune is about to come. Yamich making his way over. With the slow now, no one repositioning a bit. Looking for the searing chain to get the blast up. It's not going to miss. Or it's not going to The phase shift comes out.
Invisible,
exactly what he came for. He's going to go on top of Panto. Despite having low HP, the sleight of fist into the searing chains is enough. It'll be a trade of sorts with Ducalis biting the dust.
Okay, did get the turn kill, but of course,
does
also mean that like some of the first rotations here you're doing with MOUZ aren't really going your way. It is a trade, which obviously isn't awful, but I think it would be nice if they can connect their heroes together. I mean, their best point of attack would be the Drow lane, so we'll have to see how much Parivision play around that. Of course, already have an Observer Ward on the gate, as they are anticipating some sort of pressure here.
All right, which team wants to be more aggressive early?
Definitely MOUZ. It is up to them, I would say, to like stabilize a little bit of the levels on Boom, but then kind of get going. You have Treant and Ench as supports. You want to kind of make stuff happen.
7-minute wisdom play
here.
Inside the ring. No one joins the
party.
At the moment, he's going to get taken out if he's not careful.
No,
the hell out completely. Apparently. Now the coil coming in as mid one makes his rotation, and this is not good news for Parivision. They get the Enchantress, but they lose
why?
A huge comeback.
Why, bro? Why?
0 CS. Now with this double kill, getting a lot of
XP
as well. Nice.
Originally when it came out, it was a huge deal. What would you put on a scale of 1 to 10?
It is a massive deal still.
It's still massive.
I would still put it like a 7 or an 8.
Okay, so it was a 10 before.
It was, I mean, how do we define, like a 10 is like just game's over, because then it wasn't a 10. But
it's the strongest it's ever been is 10. So
okay, that was definitely a 10. I think now it's still like a 7 or 8, and it does impact the game a lot. Like, I think it's still maybe a little bit too much. As mid one, forcing 9+ to take the haste rune, so that's a small.
All right, so just keeping track. You want to delete the Wisdom Shrine, you want to delete Greedy, Enchantment.
I like the Wisdom Shrine, but maybe there's got to be some other things. I will get back to you later, but the Greedy Enchantment, yeah, I'm on board.
Okay. Yeah, keep us surprised on the Greedy in this game.
Yeah, I will.
Stop does hit. They don't have the vision initially. Yamich is trying to walk it off. Gets the Wild Wing Ripper to help out. And Satanic, despite the death, still top net worth in the game. Close to Crystallis, though.
Yeah, honestly, I think Crystallis is doing very, very well in his DK. Of course, there isn't too much pressure currently on him.
What's the actual... The slow with the wall coming out on Satanic. Under the tier 1 tower, Yamich trying to commit. Ducalis is the only one in the area. Crystallis making his way over as well with the breathe fire. So second death for Satanic now.
နော်ဒါဟိုအရင်က
dragon form
ဟို
they might be able to get this tower
ဒီကောင်လေး
straight up.
mouse အကွက်ပဲ
absolutely gonna get it. Like,
DK
unless you
carry
farm
ပစ်တယ်
this play,
ထိုးတက်တယ်
literally, like, you don't
ဟို
really
က
have
ဘာ
any
မှမ
defense
ဆောင်
now.
ဘူး
So I do like what MOUZ
ကောင်ဝါ
are
ရီ
doing
အတင်းနေပြေးချိုးအတင်းနေလှုပ်
the mini crit.
ပွဲသိမ်းရိုက်အဲ့ကွက်ကြီးကွာနော်
Chrysalis.
So I feel like he should just be Crystallis.
အောင်မြင်မလားတစ်ချက်ကြည့်ရ
Why?
So you can differentiate it.
အဲ့ကွက်ကိုသူတို့ပြန်ပြီးအသက်သွင်းနေ
So what about Satanic? Should be Satanic.
ရောတဲ့ meta ထဲမှာအရာအဲ့ကွက်အဆင်ပြေအောင်မလားကြည့်ရ
You didn't misspell it.
Because he's not stupid.
I mean, have you met pro players?
Yes, I am. I've been one.
Point taken. Thank you.
Okay, shut up.
Back to the game we go. Just casually insulting
No
Coquette.
wonder Cinderin didn't show up for this one. This is my last one. I'm done.
Sounds good. 10-minute power rune. It's going to be bottom. Illusions for mid one. Panto dead. Wrong place, wrong time. It happens.
It does. Gotta, give your body. It did mean that mid one got the illusion rune, which is quite nice, of course, because now no silence, no chains. You can dispel some stuff. Now let's see also, because 10-minute siege creep, we've been seeing people use this a lot more than I would say in the past, especially for the mid-tier one. So I want to see where Panto also goes after his respawn.
မင်းဝမ်းတော့လည်းမစိုးဘူးပဲကွာ level 9သွားရှုံးလို့တော့မရဘူးမင်းဝမ်းဘယ်ကနေ level အော်အောက်လမ်းမှာစောစောကအဲ့ Western Room 5မှာဒီကောင် level ရသွားတာအဲ့တော့ Amber ထက် level တာနေသူက နောက်ကတော့ Amber နည်းနည်းတာတယ်ဗောနော် 300လောက်တော့တာတယ်
that you've seen on DK is Mask of Madness,
ဒီပွဲ
Armlet,
duration over သွားလောက်ပြီအဲ့လောက်ဆိုရင်
BKB Pike Daedalus. Like this hero later on, you do need to play around crits, because I think if you don't, then absolutely what you said kind of comes to fruition. He just
ပြန်ပြီး recover ဖြစ်သွားအဲ့ fight ကြီးကတိတာသွားအမှန်တည်းဓာတ်စီယာကြီးကမွတ်နေတာကွာအချမ်းကိုမွတ်နေတာအဲ့ဒါကိုအတင်းသွားချတယ်သွားချပြီးတော့ကေးပြန်ပေးလိုက်ရတယ်
Smoke from Parivision.
အဲ့လိုကေးပြန်ပေးလိုက်ရတာကလည်း no one ရောင်းစားသွား
No one working on the.
အဲ့မှာဓာတ်စီယာ recovery ပြန်ဖြစ်ပြီးကြည့်အောင် network ကသူတို့ဘက် Amber နဲ့အောင်ပြန်လာရှင်းနေပြီဖြစ်သွားဘာမှမဟုတ်နော်အဲ့တစ်ချက်လေးပဲအဲ့တစ်ချက်လေးက
Yeah, he's gonna get the
တိ
surge
တာသွား
off. Searing chain. He's not gonna use blast off. Does hit though. So
Oh,
Boom will take
DK.
the tumble. Crystal is coming in that dragon form. He's taking a beating though. Earn charge applied. No one brushing off the damage. Is he gonna continue here? He gets stunned.
အဲ့မှာ chakra ဖြည့်ပေးလိုက်မှာ
Another
အော်
searing chains with the
Hold
silver
on.
bind as well. Chrysalis will live.
Okay, still very nice move from PV, and you can see the power of the table.
ဝင်ချရင်လည်းချလေးဘာလို့အဲ့လို
Surge
ကြီး
away from
ဖတ်
his
ပြီး
techies.
ွာ
And not just that, you're also giving movement speed to no one, so his remnant is faster to
ဘုံ
actually
က
catch
အကွက်တွေ
up.
ပြ
I was wondering if they would maybe even dive onto Crystallis there, but even so, just forcing him to TP. Definitely not what MOUZ
ဟုတ်လား
want here.
TI ပွဲတွေပြပါလား TI ပွဲတွေလားပြပြဖို့တော့များပါတယ်
Boom now with 2 deaths as 9 class on this keeper.
လေးတဲ့ over ပါမလား
Talked about the combos.
over
Can you
လောက်
pick
တ
this
ယ်
hero without having that, or is it just the icing on the cake?
You like Caudal does kind of
Over loud,
define
over
your
loud.
draft in a way, so you will always
တော့တဲ့အထီကတော့နောက်ဝမပြတ်ဘူးကွာ
need to
ဒီ
always have a combo with
Tormentor
it.
fight တို့ဘာလို့မှကြည့်ရမယ်အဲ့ဒါတွေမှာအရန်ပြတ်သွားရင်တော့ အနေအများ
pick and like pick against it because
ဆို Lucian first Lucian နဲ့ Tormentor first Tormentor တွေမှာအရန်ပြတ်သွားရင်ဆိုနောက်ဝ 6K 7K ပြတ်သွားရင်တော့ အနေအများတယ်ဒီပုံစံတိုင်းက over မှာကွာ
Caudal is so strong. He just keeps the heroes that go in.
ဒီဘက်
he
ပတ်
just
ပါ
makes
တော့
it twice as good.
အကယ်လို့ Parivision တလိန်းတွန်းနေတော့ဒီဘက်တလိန်းလောက်က AC ပြန်တွန်းနေလို့ရတယ်ဒီက ဓာတ်စီယာပတ်ကေကွာဓာတ်စီယာအပြောက်တွန်းလို့ရတယ်
Assume is going to be
ဟို crit တွေကို iron share တွေတင်ပြီးတွန်းလို့ရတယ်ဒါမှမဟုတ်လဲသူ့ dominator crit နဲ့ရှောက်လုံနေလို့ရတယ်အဲ့တော့ပွဲချိန်ကြာအောင်ဒီကောင်ဆွဲဆက်နိုင်တဲ့အနေအထားမှာရှိတယ်ကွာဒီ hero က
No, definitely, I do like that one. Also, like
ပြီးတော့ ပတ်ပေါ့နော်
silence, you can help out everyone.
အဲ့
else
နောက်
later.
ကောင်
Also, his skill build, it's kind of being
နည်းနည်းလုတ်ပေးနိုင်တယ် duration over
You
အောင်
can
လို့
maybe call it a bit more greedy. You go only 2 levels in the lake, you get your croak leveled up earlier. It helps you farm, it helps you get faster levels, faster talents, which is what you want. Because the only, you just want to go some levels in the lake and the frog stomp early, get through the lane, and then you want to kind of skip all the other garbage and just get strong yourself and then amp up your mid laner.
Ooh, yay
there's a spirit vessel for no
လိုက်
one.
စားတယ်အလူကြော်ပြီးသားလား
Feels like both teams kind of content to just.
Mid one.
Okay, I was going to say farm, but they're going to farm heroes instead. No one. Despite Getting
back
coiled,
up,
will
look,
take
they
out
are.
mid
What?
one. That is a huge solo kill.
One show
He
what?
had an amplified damage, and I think maybe mid one just not fully respecting the damage that
Ta
can
lou
come out
ba.
of this. And here's the move we talked about earlier. You know, we get some collapse onto the mid tier 1 around. Because yeah, mid one's already just so low to start of the move. That was, I mean, that's absolutely just a misplay.
Yeah. And no one's gonna connect with the smoke. Head towards top. Panto looks to be the one.
The charges
getting
net,
killed off.
baby what?
Spirit Vessel already getting some nice value for the Parivision side.
ဟာထည့်ထားလဲ
Some of
ဒီ
the
ပွဲ
heroes
ရှောင်
before
တာ
they're
တယ်
even just like combining
Die
their
ပွဲ
power.
ရှောင်တာ
Because even if you look at DK, like yeah, you've got the
ဒီကမှာပေးထားတဲ့ဟာလေးတွေမကုန်ရင်လို့ဒီပွဲကနည်းနည်းဆုံးဖြတ်ခက်
give spell amplification.
ဘာလို့ပါရီကနိုင်မှာတေးကြပါ
Against the Croak, a Spirit
ပါရီ
Vessel.
နိုင်မှာအော့ကိုသွားကြည့်တော့ 1.2 ပဲ
And
ရ
even on top of that, you're playing against Techie's Mind, so
ပြီး
even
တော့အော့က
more
တက်လာ
reduction
နိုင်
and
ကြီး
spell amp.
မရှိဘူးကွာပြီးတော့ duration ကလည်းအဲ့လိုနည်းနည်းဆုံးဖြတ်ခက်နေလို့
Just a
over နဲ့
2-2
under ကြားမှာလည်းဆုံးဖြတ်ခက်နေသူက40ရာစဖွင့်တာဆိုတော့ပြောလို့မရ
If
ဘူး
it's
ဖြ
too
စ်
crazy yet, then I guess if you're also
I mean, how
အဲ့ကြောင့်ရှောင်တာကကောင်း
worried
ဆုံး
are
ပါ
you that DK is bottom 2 net worth of cores?
because the difference isn't that big, I'm not super worried yet. I think also because he hasn't really entered the game. Like once you get the armlet and maybe some more levels on your
ပြုံ
dogs
ဒီ
here,
ကိန်းနဲ့ drawing ရ
they
နောက်
can
ဘော
go
ကိုကြည့်
for
အောင်
some
2000
moves.
နီးပါးလောက်ပြန့်
But honestly, Chrysalis will be
ပြင်မပြေဘူး
like I'm waiting for his entry when he gets the
So,
blink
yeah.
down. So a couple more minutes.
ပြီးလို့ပါဝါချင်းอ่ะ
So
ကွာ
he's got a bit of a grace period here for
အဲ့
him.
တော့ထပ်ပြီးတော့နောက်ဘောကွာနဲ့ပြီးသွား
They are pinging out no one, but he's not an easy kill. You would definitely have to dispel the flame guard, but even then, he's going to be backed up by Largo heals, a dispel, and Illuminate heals.
Yeah, mid one, bottom net worth in the game right now. Gets the shield rune, so we'll survive this. Effectively just gets it canceled completely.
It's honestly a good win on its own. Like when you don't have your mid tier 1, you're generally going to lose out on the rune control.
Yeah, that's true.
So taking that away from no one is very, very nice.
Yeah, well, there's the armlet for Chrysalis. And we'll be going for the Blink BKB after the fact.
baby
As Boom's going to get blasted
Silent.
off. Satanic with the gust into the multi-shot. Mid
อ่ะ
one
မလာဆိုင်နဲ့မသိဘူး
and
ပတ်လဲ
there's
ရောက်
not
လာ
enough damage. Going to turn this around onto the techies instead, but no one joining. Gets the searing chains, nice back
Nice
wall
back.
onto 2. Illuminate comes in, absolutely deletes Boom. But you can see
Oh,
the
yeah.
Drow taking
ဒီတန်းနဲ့အထဲရောက်သွားအော်ဆွဲဆုလိုက်တာ
So we'll get the
Very
kill
nice fight.
from the grave as
Ooh.
Parivision have lost 3 heroes here. As no one looking to at least get a second kill for the Parivision side. As he's getting healed up by Notice. Mid one, not going to be able to finish the job here. But still, pretty damn good fight from MOUZ.
No, that was huge for them. Like even so, like Panto and Chrysalis weren't really in this.
ဒီလေးကဘာမှဆိုင်ညာမဆိုင်နဲ့အထဲမှာဆွဲခံပြီးရှော့
Just
อ่ะ
showing off the
ဝင်ပ
power
စ်တာ
of Boom. You know, he had a very horrendous early laning stage, but he's got a pretty good timing on the back. Mid one also connecting nicely to this play and taking down Satanic. Even with this staff, he's top network, so it just goes to show you that they can do it at the moment.
A little pressure to this tier 1 tower as we look at the replay of Ducalis. Very nice.
He is playing tech. He's got to be hyper-focused. Just overplayed perhaps a little bit like towards the start there, but yeah, nice back wall into the overgrowth there. There was some very nice patience by
အဲ့
Yam.
9 class ရဲ့ဒီ level 1 သွေးပြည့်တာမထိသွားအောင်လည်းပါတယ်သေးလား
Should have
Die bet jou
several
wel.
illusions hitting though.
အဲ့ဒါထိလိုက်ရင်
Definitely
healing
got
တက်
another
သွားပြီးတော့
save.
နည်းနည်းလွတ်
Like,
ကောင်း
you
တဲ့
know,
လောက်
the
တယ် drawing
Darkseer
ညာ
illusion and just other heroes getting their spells and some right clicks off. Not really that tanky on your heroes, at least not yet.
I mean, based on the pacing of the game, obviously there's a 3K lead for Parivision, but are MOUZ relatively happy with this exchange? Because I feel like Ducalis, or
He's really,
he's
in your
really
head
on my
right now.
mind, but Chrysalis has not really gotten involved yet.
He has not, but honestly, so they are down 3k gold. Well, now it's 2k, but I think it's still fine because their bigger timings that, you know, allow them to play the game properly, they're coming out next. You know, it's like the blink and the shard on the puck. It's the blink on Chrysalis. It's now Greaves are completed on Boom as well, and honestly, this is where their draft can start to play the map more properly. So we'll have to wait like another 1 or 2 minutes, and I think they'll be very happy to look for some skirmishes.
Satanic's just going to get a freebie in top. Fortification delays it a bit. Has the Dragonlance Manta style, and looks like Silver Edge is next on the list. So good break against the DK.
Very good.
Against Darkseer with the movement interaction.
Yeah, you
I don't know
can.
what to call that. It's just a slow.
It's what do you call it? Like uncounterable slow. Yeah, you just cap their move speed at 200 and call it a day. So super good
လူ
against
ချင်း
the
အိုဘာ
surge,
ချတာ
very
ပဲ
good against the engine
နေဘူးပဲ
that
လူ
you
တွေ
needed.
ဟိုကတော့ရှောင်ထားတယ်
Very good against the DK and just for
ဟိုကတော့ရှောင်ထားတယ်အေးရိုရှာဟိုဘက်ယူသွားပြီဗျာ
see MOUZ want to force a Roche here.
ဘာလို့လို့သွားချလို့မရတော့ဘူး
Yeah, I think they're
အခု
going
ချိန်ဓာတ်စီက ပါဝါတွေနဲ့ပြနေပြီ သူသွားပြီးတော့ ရကာဘာပြန်ပေးလိုက်တဲ့ကောင်ကြီးကဟောပြနေ
I mean, it's
Ah, la chare,
either
yeah.
DK. It's DK or Puck. I think you give it to either of them. If you feel
La
like you
chare,
can
yeah,
get
Mamiu.
Crystallis involved quite aggressively, could have been him.
ပြန်အောင်ဖမ်းခံရပြီ
Yeah, he's going to use the coil onto Ducalis. As the rest of MOUZ kind of wrap around, looking for initiation. And a big back wall onto 4 heroes. No follow-up.
Right, fake hype.
Yep, sorry about that.
Hold on, though, it's not done yet.
Many illusions. Crystallis at half health, though. As that armlet popped, and yeah, we'll just go back to farming.
Well, if they get that play again, in one of the next team fights, Yamich will absolutely have a Blink Dagger available, and he could just have a vacuum into a big overgrowth, or even a DK stun. But still very nice of them. They do get themselves the Aegis, and I think it was good that they did kill Roche during this nighttime. Otherwise, now when it goes to the top area, very likely could have been belonging to Parivision instead.
Yeah, they will get the Tormentor.
မောင်း
So
တော်မန်တာ
first,
ပါရ
two
အေးအောင်
main
အေးအဲ့ဆိုရင်
objectives
တော့
of the
over
game
ဝိုင်း
go to MOUZ.
ကျင်းနေ
See
လောက်
if they get Sproink or not. There it is.
ဒီကောင်လေး Roshan first Roshan လည်းရတယ်
Better than, the
တော်မန်တာလည်းရလိုက်ပြီအဲ့ဆိုရင် over ဖို့များ
I would have liked the
Minute lead
Warlord
at Ali
Treant
Jawai.
a bit more because the game should be a bit more about what you see.
Oh,
rather
high
than-
ground
because
ah.
They don't have damage problems anymore.
That
at-
woman
at
will
this
drawing
point. I think
down.
you have all the timings available. Parivision shouldn't really be
Key
looking
bound.
to
High ground
go
that
for a
woman
fight. Stu Colors will be fine. He's got
ဒီ
a
ပွဲက
great
နေ
case,
သွား
so
ပါ
tank
ပြီဗျာ
ability
အဲ့
as
လောက်
well
ဆိုရင်
now on
I have
that
to say,
draft.
old man still has some good reflexes.
Oh, very old. Still dead though.
Very nice. Mid one with the kill. Is Yamich. Spear Vestal
Hey.
applied. No one. He's going to get overgrowth, but he has that shield rune.
And a dispel.
Yeah, he is more than fine. As there is the Blink Dagger for Yamich, but obviously no ult to work with now.
Yeah, we've seen this so many times. Like the Treant matchup into Largo is just honestly so sad to play. Like in this mid games, way too many ways of just
အခုမှစဉ်းစားမိ
dispelling him.
overgrow လည်းဖြတ်လို့ရတယ်နော်တကယ်ဆိုရင် လာကိုက
Do you remember the order?
Can
I
it?
mean, Tree was picked early, right? I assume.
The tree was first picked, I think, maybe even in this draft.
overgrow လည်း
Usually
ဖြတ်ပေးလို့ရ
Largo
တ
is
ယ်
like always a second stage hero, and Treant is a hero that you usually get like very early in the first stage or very early in the second
အိုး
stage.
ပါ
Okay.
သွားပြီဆိုင်မယ်နော် BKB ကြီးထားတယ်
Trying to help out Notice, healing up a decent amount, uses the Lotus as well.
Wait,
gets
that's
to
how
the high
key.
ground. They're going to turn
Yo.
this around to Chrysalis instead.
Oh.
The DK dead just
You
like
get your eye.
that. As Notice back to a respectable amount of HP. Panto now on the run, but not for long. So Parivision get two, despite
မင်း
this
တို့ဟာ
being
လေ
against the
တာ
Aegis.
တာတယ်ဆိုတဲ့အနေ
It's
ထားကို
just
မ
a
စော့တတ်
scary
ဘူး
touch, like
ဘောင်း
going
က
on the Largo
အ
next
ချော
to his tier 2 tower. Because when you look at all the heroes that
ပိုင်
Parivision
မဝင်
have
ကြုံရ
available,
မယ်ဟာကြီး
you had a fully charged Holy Locket on 9 class, you had a Glimmer Cape on Ducalis, and then you just get the Illuminate heal off. He Lotuses himself, and they just keep everyone alive. And once you're at the tier 2, I mean, you're committed.
The mid one. Looking for a little pick off here onto the old Keeper of the Light. Well, no one may have something to say about that. The coil expended. You can see the damage on the Yamich is way too much. They do find 9 class, so it's a trade. Harassment looks to be next on the menu for mid one.
It does seem like it is somewhat needed.
ဂျိုင်းဂျမ်ကိုင်းချလိုက်ပြီ
For Chrysalis.
တက်ကြီးကဂျမ်ကိုင်းချလိုက်ပြီဟို3ရဲ့
It was
အဲ့လို
part of that
ဝက်
match
တွေ
play, but like, when you just overreach like that, some
ဟိုလိုမျိုး
pressure
ထောင်လို့
into
မ
the
ရ
wall,
အောင်
but
လို့
you don't have coil available. Just trying to push him out of this area.
ဒေါ်လေးမသိတဲ့နေရာတွေမှာထောင်သွားမှာဆို
Once the
ဂျမ်ဆို
DK
ကြီးကိုင်းလိုက်
gets
ပြီအဲ့ဒါ
BKB,
တိတာသွား
that's
ပြီ
when they're going to start
Back
truly
control up.
fighting. I mean, they're not really getting much out of this Aegis right now.
That's true. I mean, I still got my eyes on mid one. He does have very good scaling throughout
မင်း
the
ဝမ်း
game,
လည်း
but
နော်
this is one
လုံးဝ
of the
တဲ့
moments
ပဲ
where I would
fighter
say,
ပဲ
if you're MOUZ,
ဒါက
you're gonna
wish
get
play
some
မှာ
stuff done.
Prasma
Maybe shut down
သွား
the
နေ
map
ရ
a little bit more, perhaps the top tier 1
ဘေး
or
ဘော်တင်တာတို့အဲ့လိုမျိုး
tier
ကွာ
2 if you can.
ဘာမှမ
Doesn't
ထည့်
mean
ထား
it's
ဘူး
too easy though.
မန်တာစတိုင်းတို့မန်တာဆိုင်ကတော့ဈေးကြီးတယ်ထားပါတော့လေးဘော်တင်တာပေါ့
If you are to meet
ဒီအောင်ဆိုင်လိုက်တစ်ချက်မိရင်
like
တန်း
a
သေးမှာနော်
4 or 5 on 5, they do have the upper
တောင်ရန်
hand
တော့
here.
သတိထားရမယ်အဲ့ဒီ drawing ညာနာကိုအဲ့လိုမကတ်ဖဲနေမှရမှာမျိုးဆိုရင် one silent one shot ပဲပျော့လေးဒီကောင်းကောင်က
How fast of an Ags are we going to see on no one? I mean, we consider this to be We talked about it yesterday. Top bags in the game, of course. Unanimous decision between the two of us.
Very much so.
But it's rarely rushed.
You
can't.
Because
the mana capacity isn't realistic.
Like it's not that good early on. You need other items to then actually just be a threat, or that you need more remnants to actually make use of it. Usually it's like your third, maybe fourth item. So I think like you have your Vessel, BKB, Kaya, Sanj, and I think then you can consider it.
Satanic being hounded a bit here from Yamich, gonna steal some XP.
And he is trailing him, but unless you bring other heroes, honestly, this doesn't really do anything. Like knowing that Drow is here doesn't change the game really in.
တွေ့ပြီတက်ခီရချန်နဲ့ဟာဘယ်ဟွာချန်
They get a block on the ancients.
ဘာသာဒီကောင်ချန်ဝင်ထိုက်တာတွေ့ပါတယ်အမ်ဘာကိုပေးထားလားမသိပါဘူးကွာ
The Aegis is gone on their side. They're ready to fight.
ဒါပြီ
Let's see if they can turn this into something.
ဟိုင်းကြောဟိုကောင်ချီရခံတာထင်းရ
Yeah, this would be big. Satanic waiting for this spawning. He gets gone on. Waning Rift immediately.
အိုးဟိုဟို silent အာဒါပေမဲ့မရပါဘူးဟိုဂါလီယန်နဲ့ silent ဖြတ်ပလိုက်တယ်
Impetus finishes the job though. And that's what they came for. The question is, will they remain? No one wants to fight. Blast off right on the Enchantress. 1-for-1 to start, but 4 for support. Pvision definitely wanting more. They're going to lose their Coddle in the meantime on the backside. And actually the tree attempting to TP out, but the Searing Chains comes out in the end. So
2 for 2
successful gank overall from MOUZ.
အတော်ရရလိုက်တယ်မဆိုးပါဘူး
Another big move onto Satanic. You're killing out the top net worth hero of the game. And like you've been waiting for Crystallis, and now I'm starting to join you because he is not in these moves, and they're killing the enemy carry like over and over again.
Yeah.
So we gotta be waiting for him to start delivering.
ဒရောင်းညာပြားဖြစ်တာရဲ့ဒရောင်းညာပြားအဲ့လို
Despite all that.
Yeah.
healing reduction ဖြစ်
Maybe this hero just sucks.
level 1နဲ့ပြင်
It's
healing
definitely not
reduction
great,
ဖြစ်
but I do think his network should be a bit higher, no? With like how much space
I mean,
he's being
yeah.
given. He's also only died the once.
Yeah.
No one's still running a very much perfect game. 0 deaths to his name.
Okay, there's the BKB for Crystallis.
BKB လည်းမလောက်ဘူး
Just
ဟို
has
က
the
ဒရောင်းညာ
DK
ပြစ်မှာဟို
form
ကောင်
40 seconds away.
2R damage ကြီး
It's because he didn't have a greedy enchantment.
Absolutely. That would have helped him. Yeah, trust me, this hero doesn't need that. You can always just farm with the level 2 splash, so I'm a little surprised he doesn't have much more. But, you know, either way, game is fairly even, and I think he's still very much equipped to have a good time here.
Octarine looks to be next for mid one as 9 class trying to defend this a bit along with no one. And the Searing Chains with Spirit Vessel onto mid one. Another Searing
นี่သွားလို့မရ
Chains.
ဘူးသွားလို့မရဘူး
Okay,
Blast
Linka.
up, not going to be in time. Mid
Oh.
one, hasted up, has to use the coil to try to get away. Waning Rift as well. Lose your orb, can't get to the high ground, but does have the speed. Will get away safely.
ဒီကအားချောင်းနေတာစောစီးပြင်းလို့နေ
He's
ဟော
definitely not expecting
We
so
think
many
I could
members
buy.
of Pvision there.
And he got caught by the secondary chains off of the chakra, but Pvision are going to make quick use of this one to just sweep across the entire map here with a smoke.
ညာက no one လဲမှာကာယာ BKB
Yep, heading to
ပတ်စပြာကြီးပဲဒီချိန်ကပြီးအဲ့လာကိုရဲ့ level 3တင်ပေးတာအမ်ဘာနဲ့ဆောင်းလိုက်
MOUZ gonna get aggressive
Don't damage.
very shortly.
budget damage ထွက်တဲ့လောက်တွေဟိုကောင်ဒါပေမဲ့ over time လိုက်ပေးတာ
Okay, Ducal is quite aggressive.
Panto. MOUZ looking to continue to chase.
Ôi, lấy
here.
sao
They're
luôn
gonna find
nhau.
the techies and instant kill.
တော့ညာမ
onto
ပါဘူးဒီကောင်
Ducalis.
လေးပြန်ဆုတ်မှရအောင်
Good start to the fight for MOUZ.
Yeah, just punishing the overplay here for now. Let's see if they can hold the
No one
area.
is so annoying with
Active
Searing
rune.
Chains. And Panto denies the damage rune. Very nice.
တော့ညာဒီဘက်မှာတကောင်နဲ့မိသွားပြီအဲ့ဝက်ကြီးကဟေးအောင်ရေး
Dragon Tail onto
Damn it.
Satanic. Gets the Lotus up.
OG ပါမိရဲဒါပေမဲ့မန်နာဆိုင်နဲ့ရှောင်းမရအောင်လေဒီကောင်ဟိုဘက်ကြီးမှာတယောက်တည်းဖြစ်နေအဲ့ဒီ
Still killed off.
ဖန်ကယ်ကဝက်ကဒီကောင်လေးကိုပြဿနာတက်အောင်လုပ်သွားပြီဒရောင်းညာတကောင်လည်းရှိနေရဆိုတော့ info ပေးသွားတာ
Mid one.
အဲ့မှာ DK က
Coming out from
အရင်
across,
open ခွင့်ရ
so
သွား
a lot of this damage being
တော့တိုင်နေဘက်ကောင်
mitigated in the end. 9 class getting gone on now, but a nice Searing Chains
အဲ့ဒီဘက်ကောင်
again onto
ကြီးခေါ်
two.
ပြီလားမသိဘူးသွားထည့်မှရမယ်
No one just
ဒီဝက်ကြီးကအရန်ကောင်းသွား info ကြီးက
The fact that they only lose 2 heroes there, I think they should count themselves lucky here on Pvision. Because MOUZ with a very nice punish. Ducal is heavily
Yeah, Ogam.
overplaying his hand in the river.
ဟောကတက်မလာဘူး
And then they have
1.2
very nice
တက်မ
moves
လာ
from
ဘူး
earlier.
လုံး
Then
လို့
Damage got to place in the triangle where they did spot out Satanic.
1.7 လောက်ဆိုထည့်မယ်လေ
Now this also
1.7
will
လောက်
give
please
them the secondary Roche of the game. So honest, MOUZ are doing good stuff right now.
Yeah.
Roche with the belch.
ပကန်းလူချန်မှာရပြီလား ဘုန်းကြီးကမပါဘူးကောင်းလေချလို့တော့မလွယ်ဘူး
Is he going to walk in and steal that Aegis, the old classic frog
walk in with the frog.
And he's going to put the frog stomp down.
Oh, I'm surprised
they're
they're
up for 10 seconds.
a little bit surprised they didn't just dare like a small go there on the Largo. They had a perfect ward up on the high ground, but they will respect it for now.
DK ult is back up, mid one with Coil and 5.
Satanic is also back up again. He has to walk his way over though.
Yeah, Roche defended for the time being. He does have the Shadow Blade. Looks like MOUZ are gonna get some form on the
ဘုန်းကြီးက
outskirts
ထွက်လာ
for the
ပြီ
time
လူ
being.
ချန်
In 15 seconds, it's going to move to the top area.
လူ
Looks
ချန်
like
ယူ
Parivision
သွားနိုင်
wanna
တယ်
be
ကွာ
one
ဒီ
step
က
ahead here. Maybe start setting up the more top half here.
And meanwhile, MOUZ smoking up. Are they going to try to come from behind? See scans coming out.
Both dire scans, none of them hitting for now.
Techie's Mines will scout him. No one. Yet another searing chains. Very tense moment
ဘု
here.
န်း
This
ကြီး
Roche
ပေါက်
is
ကုန်လူ
extremely
ချန်ကြီးကအပေါ်
important
ပြေး
in
တက်
this
သွား
game.
ကြီးရောက်ဟေး Parivision အပေါ်မှာနေရာယူထားတာ
Right on schedule. If only they had the mind
ဒါ
set
ပြီ
up, as Crystal is going to jump right
အိုး
behind
3 man
onto 3.
အဲ drawing ညာ free ပြစ်နေပြီအပေါ်မှာအေး
But the healing is
ဒါပေမဲ့ပတ်က
coming
drawing
so
ညာ
nicely
နောက်
from the
ဖင်ကို
frog
တော်
man.
တော်ကတ်တာမင်းဝမ်းကောင်းတယ်နော်
Satanic on the high ground.
drawing ညာ
He
damage မထွက်အောင်
gives
လို့
his
အဲ့လို
team.
ဖင်အောင်တဲ့တော်တော်နေ
As
ပေး
of
နေ
yet, Boom extremely low, gets out for now.
အဲ့မလွယ်ဘူးလွယ်ဘူးဒီကောင်လေးနာသွားပြီဒီဘက်
The fight just ends.
တွေးတောက်လျှောက်တက်နေ
Use
ဖား
the
နဲ့
BKB though on both the frog
အေးကြီးက
and
ရ
the
သွားပြီ
But if they get
အေးကြီးက
rolls for this, they'll be very happy with this exchange. I mean, you could just see both 9 class had noticed with all the
Hey,
heals
but,
counterplaying everything.
နောက်ထပ်3စက္ကန့်လောက်အဲ့အတိုင်းဖြစ်သွားရင် ပါရီအပြက်ကြီးနိုင်သွားပြီအဲ့အဲ့လိုသာဝင်မရှုပ်လိုက်နိုင်ဟိုကောင်စေတန်းနဲ့3စက္ကန့်လောက်ပဲအဲ့နာကနေပြစ်ကြည့် DK ရှော့သွားပြီ
Mid one also didn't have an opportunity to drop the coil there. Obviously, you know, with the BKB and the heals coming out, they could not keep the fight going.
I don't know. Even if they had this age, I mean, obviously it would have helped MOUZ a lot, but I feel like we've seen so many games from them where they should be up more, but they're not. They're up like 2-3K, which actually wasn't even the case this game. And then they'll have like one bad fight, and then the game just ends. I feel like I've seen this 1,000 times with MOUZ.
It is true, but this time around, I would say that they're slightly better equipped, at least with most of their cores, to like keep the game in kind of this state. They're still very strong. Like even against the Aegis, I think Drow is. Oh, but she's a good Aegis carrier, as Hold that.
Oh.
And we'll get back there. Coil's gonna slow them down a bit mid one, taking a lot of damage now from the multi shot. Gets surged away.
စာရှမရှိဘူးဟိုကောင်သေးပြီ
comes out, and the damage now onto Boom is a
ရှော့
lot.
ရှော့
Boom, he
ရှော့
has to pop
ရှော့
the
BKB လဲဟိုကောင်ပြူအားနဲ့ပြစ်မှာ
That's
ပြူ
not
အား
gonna
နဲ့
be
မင်းနဲ့
Just
Loud
gets
on, loud,
right-clicked
loud.
into Oblivion.
I mean, maybe you were right. Now suddenly game is quite even, and I think while this Darkseer is dead. Okay, so you lose your Darkseer up top. Now Dragon Form is used, BKB is used. This is going to be another 90 seconds of just full map play for Parivision here. Because MOUZ are still strong. But we have seen them in some of the other games where they have some 1-by-1 bleeding. It's now a 5k lead post
မောင်းစီ
Tormentor.
မနိုင်ဘူးလို့ဒီပွဲမောင်း
What do you think of this techie
Jai.
shard?
ဒရောညာနဲ့ DK ဒရောညာ
The
ပူကြိုက်
mad, I don't know. I think it's
You know what makes me mad?
Techies.
They don't explain what that stands
အဲ့
for.
ကြောင့် Parivision အော့တက်လာတာကိုစောင့်နေအော့တက်မ
It's
လာ
also
ဘူး
a
ဖြစ်
Kendrick Lamar song. Doesn't he have it like exactly spelled the same way?
Alright.
You probably wouldn't know that.
I would not know that.
Yeah.
I'm not cultured like you.
အဲ့ဒါလေးကဘာလေးလဲမသိဘူး
Don't
ဒါ
know
လေးက
Kung Fu Panda, don't know Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
အစ်စ်လေးအစ်စ်လေး
This is where you wish you had Syndrome back.
Not my favorite genres
Okay.
of their medium.
Animation movies slap. So this is an L from you.
Yeah.
Yep. Back to you. You're the caster.
Tier 1 tower taken out. We can all see that on the screen. Thank you so much. How much can they get out of this Aegis? Feels like with Drow, kind of the difference. If you don't have the DK pushing, you're not going to take many objectives.
Yeah, like
Whereas Drow, if she shows up, they will.
they have like some soft push more around the map, right? Like tree end is quite annoying. You have the edge creep all the time that can do something. But when it comes to fully taking down objectives, it will mostly come from people actually just like dying or winning a team fight. Because yeah, now Parivision,
Back-to-back towers.
yeah, bottom tier 1, bottom tier 2. Now you can take the outpost and they can look to sweep the map. 2 minutes left on this Aegis.
Mid one. Does he not spot this? He doesn't. He's behind the tree. A nice gust into the right clicks. Is it enough damage? It's going to be close. Moment with the waning rift.
Mala baga. Look at that. Hoa jao living armor jao ma ni
Close
da.
call for mid one.
Very close. I
Mid one a good at you no. Hello, sao jo tin tin me.
I think the tree.
Reward in am the
Okay. I hope so.
Sign up me. Hello, me a bit can like me
Initiation
to
on
the
Aggressive, but the instant dragon tail as MOUZ on the retreat. Lick onto Boom. Searing Chains though comes out. He gets
Piet bi. Yo.
as well, and the BKB is not even enough. And despite having Aghanim Scepter, Panso gets double killed by Satanic, and now the Nightfall away for DK. We've seen a lot of that
chapter
this
do
game.
win me da. No, so
They need to find a way to regroup themselves.
So
Because at this point, it's kind of just Parivision going wherever they want. They find one kill, it turns into more. Because like we've had it in many other games, game is even, and suddenly now it's 2 minutes later. It's a 10k lead with full map control.
Yeah, this is a tough one now. Still a minute on the Aegis, so we'll see how much they can push in this tier 3.
I mean, at this
Good
point,
layering of stuns and of course the creep helping out
the
though.
congregation, it's difficult. At this point, Ember is very, very strong. He's level 20, you have maxed out Croak.
But it's very strong. I'll say it again.
I kind of get it.
But that show be ya. That show be
They
ya.
have the banner, so this push is going to continue. Living Armor can only do so much. Boom is back up in 15
You hear
seconds.
over
We'll
wabi,
see how
balloon in over wabi.
defensive or how aggressive rather Parivision want to be. They're going to get the range racks for free. On top of that, Glacier will continue to try to go for the melee. But now with the full
Don't
5
get
on
cut on it.
MOUZ, surely you defend this.
Lolo li phyo
I mean, they definitely should try, but this banner is still up, and this is going to be a double siege creep wave as well. So even if you do force Satanic away, this is one free lane.
Yep, there it goes. So Parivision. It was such a close
DK က
call
dead
on
let.
the second rush as well.
အိုက်တန်းတော့များတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ DK ပြစ်ပြီးတော့သေနေတဲ့ကောင်တွေမမြင်သေးဘူး
If MOUZ just
ခုထက်ထိ
committed for the Roche with Drow dead for 10 seconds.
အဲ့လိုခဏပြစ်ပြီးထွက်ပြေးနေရတဲ့အနေထားဖြစ်အဓိကတော့ဘေးနားနဲ့ဖား healing လုပ်နေတာကြောင့် DK damage တွေကတိတ်ဟိုလိုမဖြစ်
Honestly, very good itemization, even though
အဲ့တော့မှ तू အကြာကြီးမပြစ်ရဘူး drawing ကသူ့ကိုပြစ်ပြီးဆိုရင် तू ကနေရာကနေထပြေးရအောင်ထပြေးရရင် तू လည်းမပြစ်နိုင်တော့အဲ့လိုဖြစ်
you can pop the gun on the others, and they're getting some huge items on both Ducalis and 9 class. They're about to finish up a double hex. Like, mid one's been a pain in the ass for them in this game. But when they get one of them, or even both,
pain
he's
in
in
the
trouble.
axe pain in the axe
Notice the Aghanim
အကိန်း
Scepter,
တော့နဲ့
Sage
ပြီးသွား
Kaya, and BKB with Lotus actually.
ကြာကြီးပဲအကိန်းတော့
He is extremely strong.
He's
ဟွာ
ultra
ဖား
big.
level
You got the
3ရော
double
share ပဲ
Lick talent as well on notice. You have the alert bobber.
အေးအဲ့မှာ US chapter မထည့်ဘူးဆရာမေဝမ်း
Easy for Satanic.
ဆရာမေဝမ်းမထည့်ခြင်းအောင် ဒီဘောတိန်နာတစ်ခုလောက်တော့ထည့်သင့်တယ်လေလို့
I would say it's perhaps
တိုင်းလက်အေးလေးမှာတစ်ပေးပြီးတော့လား
perfect. There's some other players who would
လုံးဝ
squeeze in
item
against
ဆောက်
this
ရန်
game.
ဖတ်နေ
Also
ပြီးတော့
not
ကွာ
too bad, but
ဒီလိုမျိုးပွဲက ဒိန်းချား level တစ်ခုမှာ
The edge get taken out here.
အဲ့လိုတစ်ချက်မိရတယ်ရှော့ဝါကွာမတန်ဘူးသူဖတ်နေသမျှသူ့ရဲ့ network အရာအဲ့လိုမျိုးကြီးသေသွားတာကြီးကအရန်ကိုအရန်ကို waste ဖြစ်လို့နေခိုင်တဲ့မေဝမ်းအဲ့လို
They have living
ခိုင်တဲ့
armor.
မဟုတ်ပါဘူးအရင်တည်းကပါပဲဒီကောင်အဲ့လို cover item လုံးဝမဆက်ဘူးအရင်တည်းက
The items you should be looking for now, I think you need to play either with a BKB or a Lincoln Sphere. Like the Lincolns against the Hexes that are coming out on both the supports, which will be a huge problem. And yeah, also, to make things worse, Mr. Yamich is going to drop to no one. We're still yet to die in this game.
So does Parivision want to continue this push? Going to force out potentially the fortification. Do they commit though after the fact without an Aegis?
Honestly, I think you can. You have Caudal heals to back you up all the time. They've got all the items ready and available. And if well, I guess
ပေါ်လန်းကတော့
Nova
second
doesn't
tower
see
ကျန်သေးတယ်
these,
ကွာ
he
ဒီ
has
ကောင်
to
3 လက်မ
go
ကတော့
from
ယူ
the
လို့မရ
top side of the map.
ဒီတလန်းရရင်တော့
Two
ပြီးရင်
guys
ထွက်
attack, so who cares?
Yep,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
true.
so
They'll get the tower at the very least. And Boom looking for an opening. We've seen some really good vac walls from him, but again, the damage has been lacking. And not to beat a dead horse here, the DK, I mean, we mentioned it early. It feels like just, I don't know, this hero needs a buff. Every time I see it, could just be confirmation bias on my part.
I am expecting more from him. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, he's been set up for a decent game. His net worth is okay, but like his scoreline 1-1-2. He's got Daedalus completed. He has a lot of team fight to back him up. I think if they find a way to fight nicely together, with, like, a vacuum into a DK stun, or a late overgrowth, maybe
DK
you
ပြစ်
can
ကြတယ်ဟိုး
keep
မရှိဘူးသူ
coiled until the BKBs are over. There is a fighting power for them.
အားရ
They're just not.
Taki ya
they're not
pha
finding
pyaung
a
ne.
way
Twa
to
pha
execute it
bi.
together currently.
Midone finally သူ final ကိုဖြီးဖို့ lotus ဆော်ကြီးပိတ်ထည့်လိုက်တယ်အဲ့လေဖားပြောင်းခံပြီးရှောတော့မယ်
Counter smoke now for Parivision. They're in the mid side of the map anyway.
ဖားပြောင်းခံပြီးရှောတော့မယ်
As Roche will be up in 45 seconds. Whoever wins this fight will likely get that. And if it is Parivision, you could probably say goodbye to at least a second set of racks.
I think so too. This is also where you're gonna have to start talking about buybacks, you know, as well, and like holding the correct areas. Because sure, you know, Roche will spawn on the bottom side momentarily for like 10 seconds, but then he will make his way to the top area.
Okay, final ပတ်တယ်ဝင်လုံးပြီးဒီမှာဒီကေကမပြစ်ကသေးဘူးသွေးကတဝက်အောက်ရောက်သွားပြီကြီးပြောင်းလို့ဒီကေကသွေးတဝက်အဲ့ဒါအမ်ဘာဟိုကောင် level 3တင်ပေးထားတာဟာ level 3တင်ပေးထားလို့အဲ့မှာဟိုအစိတ်ထမ်းမိတ်တွေနဲ့ရော့ပြီးသွေးတဝက်ဖြစ်သွားတေတန်းတွေကဒီကေဖင်အောက်ထဲမှာဝင်ပြီးပြစ်တာတော့မိုက်ကြီးခွဲပလိုက်တယ်ပြီးသွားတော့မာဂျင်အောင်ဆိုပြီးတော့အာမများတဲ့ carry ဟုတ်လားဆိုပြီးတော့ဖင်အောက်ထဲဝင်ပြီးပြစ်တာပြောပါတယ်ဒီကေမခံနိုင်ဘူးလို့ drawing ညာကြီးနဲ့
They could go for Roche if they want. Likely just to go for this bottom set.
ဒီလိုပါဝါကွာပြီးသား
They just want to force.
ဒီခေါ်လိုက်ပါတော့ပြီးသွားရင်နောက်ဝဲကြည့်မယ်
Goes for a buyback.
တိုင်းလို့နောက်ဝဲကြည့်မယ်
Doesn't have any dragon form available, and he was already half HP or maybe even less before the fight started. I guess the Croak on no one who's just going fully ham in this entire game, and they had a really good ward to start out the entire fight where they saw Panto, and I think from that point onwards it's just too hard to play. I feel a little bit here for Boom. I think he's been having a pretty good game, even with a difficult early laning stage, but they're just not finding any good team fight.
Yeah. Boom has the best hairdo in Dota, by the way, in case you're wondering.
I thought KJ would trump him for you.
No, KJ has the best face.
Okay, who's got the best body?
Fly.
Fly?
Yeah, of course.
He's got the most ripped body, that's for sure.
Yeah, of course. Oh, what else do you want in a body?
I mean, I thought like the whole from top to bottom, not just the pecs. Hey, you started this one.
Yeah, and I answered it. You don't need to beat a dead horse, as I've said. Okay. As we get into the game again, focus.
I'm laser focused.
Focus on this 24K lead for Parivision.
Got my eyes on it.
And Roche likely to be taken here relatively shortly from Parivision. MOUZ gonna have to try to contest, but you can see this easier said than done.
Let's see. And no, they do have time.
Yeah, especially exiting the pit.
Insta-hex.
And yeah, the hex instantly on the puck. As mid one surrounded, will be able to get to the high ground. He's going to get licked up as noticed. Look at him, just all alone in a 1 versus 5. You can't touch this frog. Health will get licked because he's going to die here. He loses nearly illusory orb. Does live, but this means Roche is all Parivision's.
တေတန်းတွေကမုန်းချက်ပါထည့်ပြစ်
Food on Satanic, because why not? Bro's so fat. He can
climb
do
သွား
whatever
တော့
he wants.
ဟိုက
This is gonna be the free Roche. Now another banner and a refresher shard.
level 25
Yeah, and I would think that this seals the deal for Parivision.
They need
နောက်ဝဲပါရနိုင်တော့တယ်
huge vacuum wall in this next fight into like
MOUZ က hero
the
pick
DK stun and the
မရှိ
delayed
ဘူး
overgrowth into coil. Maybe also like buybacks on top.
Hello,
Like when you're down 25k gold like this, they have to come up with
ကြည့်
a
ရင်တော့
plan
နိုင်
right
တော့တယ်
now.
တစ်ခုခု
You
ပါ
have
secret
only
တစ်ခု
one
ခု
side of racks. You have no glyph available.
secret
There
weapon
are
ပေါ့
no Q things
secret
you can do.
draft
You have
တစ်
to
ခုခု
commit to
လောက်
a plan
ရှိရင်
and
တော့
make it
နိုင်
happen.
တော့ဒီတိုင်း head to head ကမနိုင်ကြည့်ရ player စကေးတွေလည်းဟိုမှာ mid one နဲ့ no one ဆိုရင် no one ပိုကောင်းနေကွာဒါအတိတာကြီးပဲ တေတန်းနေနဲ့လက်ကြီးဆိုရင်လည်းအတိတာကြီးပဲအဲ့တော့ကောနှစ်ကောင်ရဲ့စကေးဆက်ကကွာတယ်ကွာ
Especially when it's free. Chrysalis.
အဲ့လိုမျိုးဟာမျိုးညှိချင်ရ ဟို draft surprise draft မှာပဲရမှာအဲ့လိုမျိုးမှနိုင်မှာ
It's cooked.
They're the ones doing the damage instead. Crystal is dead. Boom, next. That should do it, surely. As
GG.
Megacree's about to come out. GG is already called as MOUZ drop game 1. Parivision, again, undefeated. And they looked really, really good.
No, this team just looks good. Like, sure, you get some kills here or there on Satanic, but even so, like Notice and no one with a perfect game, 0 deaths to their own name. You have 9 class and Ducalis, I think, with good itemization, just, you know, very chill, survivable early on, Glimmer, save each other, you get the hexes later. And MOUZ have a good early game again, like the first 15 minutes, but not a single fight that kind of started on their terms after the 20-minute mark. You never
ဘယ်မှာဘာလာမှာဒီဘက်မှာအားရောင်အေးဟိုကောင်းနေညနာမတက်တဲ့ကောင်းလို့
Primal.
Nowhere to be found on the
Separate.
turns
Separate let drawing and a
Rubik. A minor win. You prefer the Luna, but you know you don't want to chase 2 and get none.
Yeah, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
That's right.
Drawing ja Luna တဲ့ Luna လည်းမနိုင်ဘူး drawing ကြောင် drawing ကြောင်နိုင်တာ like မပစ်ဘူး
I think that
like မပစ်ပဲ dance ရာကြီးပစ်တယ်ရှုံးမှာပေါ့
and FBZ gonna be controlled some more.
Yeah, BZ's turning around. Gonna grab Doom on the collapse. Oh, is he on the collapse? Is he on the run? Big chain frost coming out. Where will it bounce next? Ravage coming out from collapse, stolen from the Kuroker. And is right. Those glaives spinning around. Yadoro retreating. Comes out on FBZ. No more trample, no more onslaught, except from Team Spirit with this magnetize from Laurel, turning their attention to Luna on the high ground. They are on the chase. Luna dwindling in HP and allies. No one else around, but collapse to fall. Varish getting that kill somehow.
2 for 2.
There were 3 at the end of it.
All right.
You kind of expect that. If you have the audacity to go in and finish off collapse, you're probably going to suffer the consequences.
By the way, In Your Dream is going for 0 defensive. I mean, there's a blink. You can, that's fine. But he doesn't want like a Linken's, a BKB, or Yule Scepter. He's all in on just Octarine Core, Witchblade, and like it's full offensive stuff. It's good for sure, but he's relying on his maneuverability and that's it to survive.
Octarine, great pickup here on the puck. Also,
lowering
your blink cooldown, lowering your Witchblade cooldown, increasing your damage, your options to pursue here in these fights. And folks, you've seen just how crazy, how chaotic these fights can get. So just being able to branch off from the main battle, the main combat, finish off these targets, not a bad option. What do you think his next path is? Full Parasma?
Probably with the way he's going. I still wouldn't mind if he went for Linken's or BKB, honestly, just to survive. But he's going for Parasma into the Shard, and Shard adds 20 magic damage per hit regardless.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people think that it's only when you use the not the jaunt, the phase shift, but that's the camera.
Yeah.
And we have 30 pounds. So we got 3 cameras.
အဲ့တော့နောက်ဆုံး Roshan မှာ refresh အောင်ဖြတ်ကြည့်ကြလား
by Doom collapse.
over ရိုက်ထားရင်နေနိုင်ပြီ
AD Ruin and Octarine Core. All your ultimates available. I believe FBZ's ultimate is going to be up in probably a few seconds. It's a very short one on the Primal Beasts. Oh, here. Okay.
With a BKB of his own, will just waltz right out of the Eclipse. The Shadow Blade picked up on the Luna here, going to go into the full Silver Edge. But now Yadoro with a free shard. Mobile high ground, mobile damage.
အေး Godzilla နဲ့ Shiva ကလည်းလိုက်တာပဲအခုမှကြည့်မိတယ်
I wonder did Jikra use
AOE bonus Godzilla ဒီဟောင်းရေး level 2ကနင်းလို့ဆောင်းကောင်းသွားပြီ
Was it oh yeah.
ပြီးတော့ level 1နေရောစစ်ကလည်း AOE ဟိုဖြစ်ဘေးနားကောင်တွေပူစတန်းမှာပါညာနဲ့ Godzilla နဲ့လည်းလိုက်တာပဲ Shiva က share အဲ့ Shiva ကအဲ့ဒီ component နဲ့ပြောင်းပေးလိုက်တာလုံးဝရောင်းကောင်းဆုံး item တစ်ခုဖြစ်လာသိလား Shiva က ကြည့်လိုက် offlane တွေပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်အဲ့လို mid တွေပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ဟို BKB လောက်ပြီးရတယ် Shiva ကတွေသွားနေကြတယ်ဟိုမှာဓာကာ BKB ပြီးရတယ် Shiva ကဒါမျိုးပေါ့နော် Esporots ဆိုလည်းအဲ့လိုပဲဒီကောင်ဆိုလည်း Godzilla ဆိုလည်းဓာကာ BKB ပြီးရတယ် Shiva ကပဲအားလုံး Shiva ကတွေပဲပြေးသွား honest AOE and armor အေးသိပြီလား BKB မရှိဘူးလုံးဝ BKB မရှိဘူးဟာ Rubik save like that.
Now Primal going to suffer the consequences of their aggression. Gresh next on the chopping block, pike to the high ground. Will it be enough? No. Chase is on. 3 dead. You know, with the techie.
And alone, and alone, I know, bro.
Options for Conics becoming more limited.
And alone, I know, Bobby.
Progresses. Net worth gap opening. Wide amount.
All he had to say, VP one way.
Roshan now up.
Gotta
imagine that'll be the next objective. I believe the roar will be signaled if the Spirit elect to damage him appropriately. But looking for the puck. Beautiful coordination of spells here from Collapse. That's stolen, well, devoured, Croaker, Ravage, Tendrils of the Deep.
You know, even though they had vision of him because he did a cute move on the collapse, he blinked to the high ground where the creeps were in the river. So you wouldn't have vision of him. But there was still a ward there, so they saw him. But he still gets the stun off and throws the Doom on the puck. And that's when you start thinking like, well,
Well,
you know, Lincolns. They are defensive items.
Looking for more here. The duo. The dynamic duo of the off-lane. Telekinesis to the high ground. Will not. He's contained to the trees, the poor guy.
Great spell to steal, by the way.
Not much of a lumberjack. Yeah. Good poke. Now, what with this Octarine core on the Doom, of course, Roche dropping the Aegis, goes to Yadaro, banner as well. What's the cooldown on the Tendrils of the Deep? Banner.
Actually, not sure. Can we hover over the Doom and see his stolen spell for a second? Yeah, the stolen spell. It's next to the Infernal Blade. Can we? No, the Doom. The Doom. Yeah, the Ethan spell. No, the next one, the one next to it.
One more.
There we go.
15 seconds. What the hell?
That's not bad.
Can you imagine? 15-second Ravage. Say, hey, Doom, get over here. Come on.
It's 300 damage.
It's a lot of damage.
I'm surprised. Usually these spells like 100, right? Okay.
We've seen Earth Spirits get like Bloodstone as well for the AoE reduction.
It's got I didn't think it was 300 damage. That's very high. As the low, just doing his best.
Oh no, Essence still.
Hey, bóng khô à bị. Hey, Ruby, hey, bóng khô này là số này nó. Hey. Oh my.
Solo kill.
Ruby, bóng khô à thì có. Adalan နဲ့ဆက်ထားတယ်သူရဲ့Arctis ပါတယ်အာမာလားဟုတ်ပါဘူးArcane ပါလဲမသိဘူးဒီကောင် level 3 ရလဲ range ပါတယ်ဘုံဝင်အဝေးထောင်နေရကိုကျန်းအနောက်မှာလူနာရှောသွားကြီး
Luna's dead, and Drow might not even lose her first life. Hypnosis, the sinister gaze will pull him to his demise. Laurel picks up another 3 dead, and it's not done yet. Not me using the mind stone again. 4 dead. Where's the puck? Puck, he's
the fountain basically. As Yatoro, even if he loses his life now, that makes no difference. They already were able to get on nearly a team wipe, and these problems that they have right now, Reconx, they were like in the making for a while ago. When we see them, you know, oh, Puck has Witchblade but doesn't want to fight. He wants to get Blink Dagger. One more item. I'm always waiting. And you also feel like, Reconx, you could take these engagements like more. You're stronger than you think you are.
Yeah.
But Team Spirit, they've outscaled them.
We need some Reconfidence. We got Reconix, but where is their Reconfidence? Sitting at 0-6.
Coach.
You might understand why it's a little hard to find here, especially up against the reigning champs.
You can't blame them for being it seems like being intimidated by them, right? Like this is, you know, as you mentioned, the reigning champs, Team Spirit in good form.
Yeah. Full set of racks finished, thanks to the banner and the number advantage. Yadaro's still with the Aegis of the Immortals still intact.
They have all their ultimates up and everyone else now in about 2 seconds as the duel comes out. It's gotta be a pretty good execution though.
Yadaro's cosmetic game is out of this world. The red projectile, are you kidding me? Whoa. Alright, second.
I hear
second
coil.
Rax now under threat. Coil in the mid lane. Jickroy. Okay, they got the Rubik, brought him down. Aegis also. Death, he is doomed. Laurel and Yadaro turning their forces to the big bad beastie. Chain Frost bouncing on the back line, and Yadaro, he could be active. Fires a couple bolts, but has to back up. Staff or 2. Erling gets active, but Puck.
US up down about
Oh, how's your damage?
back there US up down about
Tendrils of the Deep coming out. Brought down immediately following. Now, Baresh has to go out. Broken with the Shadow Blade. Return break here coming out from the Luna. Mr. Yadaro getting back to the low ground. Glaives bouncing around, spread the damage nicely. But, a half hole.
သူတို့ damage ထွက်ဖို့ပဲဦးစားပေးတာပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒါမြင်လည်းအသေးခံလိုက်မယ်ဆိုတဲ့သဘောအေးပေါ့အဲ့လိုလဲဆော့လို့တော့ရပါတယ်လုံးဝ aggressive defensive အတွက်ပတ်စံမသုံးတော့ဘူးကွာကိုလုံးခွင့်ရအောင်လုံးလိုက်မယ် silent ကိုလည်းအဲ့လိုမျိုးရှောင်လိုက်မယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့လိုမျိုး silent သုံးပြီးတော့မှ drawing ရဖင်ရောက်သေးဝင်တာတို့ပါတော့အဲ့လိုမျိုးတော့လုံးလို့ရ
SCA fans
ဟိုကတခုရှိတာအဲ့လို pick off ခံရမှာတော့ကြောက်ရတယ်အဲ့လို lane တွန်းနေတော့ကိုပြောက်ကြီးနဲ့ဖင်အောင်ထဲကနေ silent လုပ်ပြီးတော့ပြစ်ခံလိုက်ရတာတို့ပါတော့အဲ့ကွက်တွေတော့ရှိမှာကွာ အဲ့ဒါဗတ်တဲ့ချနေတဲ့အချိန်မှာဆိုရင်တော့အဲ့ silent တွေပါတယ်ကသူရှောင်းလို့ရပါ
They have to support through the suffering here.
အဲ့ကြောင့် pet player တော်တော်များများဟိုမှာ mid one ရောပဲဒီကောင်လည်းမထည့်ဘူးဒီအသိရကောင် recording စကောင်လည်းမထည့်ဘူး defensive လုံးဝမထည့်ချို့တွေကတော့ BKB တွေထည့်လိုက်ကြတာမျိုးရှိတယ် မြင်မှုတာပေါ့နော်
I guess the spell one has been removed a while ago. Sorry.
Does refresh your stone count?
BKB က0ကြီး
I think it does. I think it should because like a cooldown based thing. Yeah, it should.
Wow. ဒီဘာနဲ့ဆိုအဲ့ mini rabbit လေးပါပူကျဲသွားတာပေါ့အားကျဲတာပေါ့ AOE ဘောနဲ့အကုန်ပါတယ်စပယ်အကုန်ကျဲတာ
Every 7 levels you get 7 levels you get 1, so I think yeah, you max out like 8 or something.
Should our spirit be the hero I play next? I learn next.
But not at your age.
Not at my age.
No, sorry.
I'm
ဘာညာဘယ်ကရင်နဲ့ကောင်းတာလဲ carry ထက်အဲ့လို offlane လိုက်ကန်လောက်ထည့်လိုက်ရင်ပုတ်ပြီးဒီကောင်ကဒါမှမဟုတ် game play နဲ့ကောင်းတာလို့ရတယ်ဥပမာ carry 7တို့ဘာလို့ထည့်ပြီးတော့ဟောရိုက်လဲရတယ် Dacia တို့ဘာလို့နဲ့တွဲပြီးရိုက်မလားဒါမှမဟုတ် supporter မှာ winter ထည့်ပြီးတော့ကောင်းတာမလား head to head carry မှာတော့အဲ့လို
Reconics and they're having their buttons pressed here by team
ဘယ်ကောင်ဆိုပြီးတော့အဲ့လိုကြီးတော့မရှိဘူး
Oh, travel twos.
အများဆုံးမှစပက်တာတော့မနိုင်ဘူး drawing ကြအောင်
of the deep.
Well, how could you not?
That's so good.
ပုံမှန်လေးကြည့်လိုက်ရင်တော့အော်စပက်တာ drawing ညာနာကတ်လို့ရတယ်နိုင်မယ်အဲ့လိုထင်တာတကယ်တမ်းမဟုတ်စပက်တာကို drawing ညာတကယ်တမ်းနိုင်
Of course, he's got lunar orbit. Nice damage.
ဟိုကမန်နာဆိုင် hurricane လောက်နဲ့အဲ့လိုဂျုပ်သွားပြီဆိုစပက်တာအပြစ်ကြီးပဲခံရတာဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရဘူးနေပြီးတော့အဲ့လိုမျိုး
I mean, you know, you still you're gonna
ဒီက game play ပါပဲ
having 20% damage
အဲ့လိုမျိုး
is just really good.
လုံးဝကြီးကောင်းတာလားလိုက်ကန်တစ်ကောင်ပဲရှိတယ်အတကုံလိုက်ကတ်လို့ရ လုံးဝပြစ်လို့မရ
And he's not going to
ဖောင်ပြောင်းပြီးလိုက်ကတ်နေဘယ်သူမှလည်းခွာလို့မရဘူးကွာအဲ့ကောင်သိရမလား
until that Lincolns get popped or you know use your BKB swap it out for the satanic.
I mean,
ကောင်းတော့လိုက်ကန်
Glitch's name rhymes with another word.
It does.
Who does things for other people.
You itch.
Yes, the itch.
Yeah. But you know, I find myself
လိုက်ကန် Cherubim combo လို့လိုက်ကန် Cherubim combo လို့လည်းနိုင်တယ်
over time.
Cherubim
You get the
win low, like
and
and win low.
the high ground.
True.
You get the Vlads. There was another hero that was operating in combination. I think it was
အစောဆိုရင်ဗာလေနေကမာဆိုရင်လိုက်ကန်နဲ့
get a pack.
Akime နဲ့
You know, we really like the effect.
တုံးပြီးတော့ drawing ကြောင်လုံးဝကွာပြောရမယ်ဆို
Also the Riverborn aura.
drawing ကြောင်ဘာမှမလုပ်နိုင်
from that same
အာကာရလေး
Croaker creep.
2 and 1.
Yeah.
Wait, someone's in trouble.
Oh, and it's not.
အာခိမစ်ကလည်း drawing ကြာဟိုတကောင်နဲ့ထောက်လို့မရဘူးလိုက်ကန်မပိုင်မရဘူးသူတကောင်နဲ့လိုက်နေအချိန်တိုင်ပြန်လှည့်ပြင်အာခိမစ်ကငဘောကြီးလေကြီးကြနေ
Return kill on collapse dead for over 100.
အဲ့လိုမျိုးဖြစ်မှာ
That might just mean death for FBZ. Rolling Boulder finds its mark, and so do these crossbow
အဲ့
bolts.
ဘာကြီးတော့ ထုတ်တွေရောက် What the fuck
And the staff is whirling, putting that axe. Well, not exactly.
လာတယ်ကွာတဲ့
It's at least flashy. More of a fashion statement at this point.
Lucent Beam.
Broken Luna with the gets hit with the stolen Lucent Beam, and Yadaro finishes her off. 1400
GG.
damage crit, and that's a 41-minute GG call. Game 1.
GG call.
Team Spirit.
GG call.
Games, I think Odro I didn't play like the best player, but in the world. But on Sven, I think I did.
So on Sven, you think they're the best player in the world? Okay. Do you ever worry about becoming complacent? Some top players, they win TI and they get a little lazy. They stop practicing as much. Are you ever worried that that might be you?
I didn't win TI yet, so and my career didn't like it's only starting, so I wouldn't say so.
Okay. And you have been a top pro for about 2 years now. You said earlier that you don't really think about your career because it still feels new, but have there been any major changes since before you were a pro and since you started? I assume you're way busier, you have to practice a lot, you're traveling. Is there anything else that's changed?
I mean, I played when I started my career. I played tier 3, so I didn't fly anywhere, so I had more chill time. But anyway, I play Dota a lot because I just like it. Now I'm just like flying more. That's the difference. I would say.
So you live on an airplane, basically. Yeah, it's very, very not comfortable. One last question. In this version of Parivision, are you guys stronger than Parivision has ever been right now? So I feel like your strength level compared to other teams is really high.
I think by ideas, yes, that Poppy giving us, but by our player performance, I'm not sure that we could have beat like Prime Parivision, you know. But we will see. Maybe we will beat them.
Okay, well, thank you for joining me for the interview, and good luck in your match.
Thank you.
Maybe we will beat them. Okay. Funny word.
Xinq trying to take down Yamsun.
Thank
He ends up just throwing the
you.
signature gaze, hoping for anything. Sunstrike off the mark. Lelis will not be able to finish the kill. And instead, they turn around for jabs. Burning to the Lina does have stick as well as the Lotus to try and play around.
BG လောက်ပုတ်တဲ့တင် BG ရဲ့အဲ့ဒါကိုဟိုဘက်အတင်ကနေနေတယ်ဟိုဘက်အတင်ကပိုပုတ်တာဟောအဲ့ဆိုရင်
Wise got him. That's gonna give him level 6. He's got the hook shot to safety. He's out.
Very nice teamwork.
That was slick.
That's the Lina starting to get involved with her Brute to Travel. She's done dominating the mid lane. She's going to head over. Continue to dominate the mid lane, actually.
She's never done.
I'm always winning.
ပြန်ဆော့ရင်ဘယ်လိုပြန်ဆော့ခြင်းလဲကယ်ရီပဲလားပြန်မဆော့ခြင်းပြန်ဆော့ခြင်းလဲပြန်ဆော့ရင်လဲကယ်ရီတော့မဆော့ခြင်းတော့
Oh, there's no finger, though.
position 5 လောက်ပဲဆော့ခြင်းတော့အခုချိန်က
And now Jabs might be in trouble.
Ooh, it's close.
I thought he was
ကယ်ရီက
gonna toss
ဟို
him, but he
public
just
match လောက်မှာပဲ
0
ဆော့
toss, so
တကယ်ပြိုင်ပွဲတွေပါဆော့မယ်ဆိုရင်တော့ position 5 လောက်
not
ပဲ
enough
ဆော့
damage to kill the Doom there. And instead, you might just lose
ကယ်ရီ
your
ပြိုင်ရ
tower.
မှာလက်မမီတော့
I don't think they can easily defend this. They don't have Snapfire ult nor Lich ult, which are the easier ones to use here. That'll be a tower for Vici, which should grow this to a 4K lead now. It's getting quite scary.
တော့4K အောင်ကွာနေရအောင်ကြားသားမှုကျိုး
Xinq still remaining quite farmed, even though he's not playing the Zeus this time around. Shot
Feeling more likely that there's gonna be 2 carries, but yeah, I do have to recalibrate to the nature of the pro draft for sure. I think once like they basically locked in their ideal carry pick there. Like they could have taken the Drow, or sorry, the Lone Druid over the Drow, but then you're at the point where okay, we probably have to ban Enigma because that seems to be the lane counter to the Lone Druid, and then you are playing against the Drow, which is a pretty good matchup for Drow against the Lone Druid. So I think they basically said, because we're picking Drow, you don't want to pick Lone Druid, and we also get to free up our bans by doing so. I think it just made a lot of sense. In hindsight, it's easy to say it made sense in hindsight once we see the whole thing play out.
Yeah, on the bright side, I think for MOUZ, even though this is a very tough opponent, they still have Vici Gaming to go through tomorrow, and overall, in terms of record, they are 4-2. Well, I guess now 4-3. They're looking good to at least make it to the survival stage, and then anything's possible because that's just 1 or 2 best of 3s that you need to win to make it to the playoffs. So I think this is very good already for a team that, and they said this themselves, did not practice much before coming in here, and their drafting strategy is also more unique and less calculated than some other teams will be, as we do have our second pick, Drought Ranger, and our first pick, actually, there's been a change, Darkseer.
Do you
guys feel like Peppy is being a little bit mean towards his former character in Chrysalis?
Are we sure that these teams are correct? I see a Monkey King Razor ban for MOUZ.
Yeah, I assumed the right side was Parivision because of the Monkey King Razor ban.
And the IO ban is on the side of Parivision, which would also...
Yeah, I'm officially convinced that this...
Yes,
there we go. That makes a lot more sense now.
Now, back to this psychological theory crafting run. Do you think Coach Puppy is being mean to his former carry player in Chrysalis
by target
banning him in the first phase?
I mean, I've always teetered on, is this a sign of respect? Is this a sign of disrespect? In terms of, we don't think you can play anything else. Is this a sign of, we think you're the most important player on your draft, so you should be targeted? You know, I never know with this. I do think that with Crystallis specifically, he is just a different player when you put him on his signatures.
Another one.
Yeah, and the tiny too. I'm
Okay, puppy, relax. You're playing against 2 of your former players as well in Midland.
I think they're saying that, like, honestly, I think the DK in theory is great against Drought. You jump her, you have built-in armor that isn't negated by her ulti. So I think they're honestly respecting the fact that if you were to do that again with different ingredients, then that might work. So I'm down for it.
Something reasonable, Brian. We're trying to create a dramatic story here.
I mean, obviously, if you ban 2 of his heroes in the first round, you need to send a freaking message with the last ban.
Exactly. I do like the Darkseer run back. I know you mentioned that maybe it was a little bit too much, but I think it worked out in that mid game, especially when they were running at them nonstop. That timing was really good, and you pair it with the clock. What I like about this clock plus Darkseer over the Darkseer plus Trent is that they're not countered by the same thing. When you pick DS plus Trent, all of a sudden Largo is amazing, and then Largo also buys a Lotus Orb. He's like, haha, twofold. This time around, you're spreading your bases a little bit more while still being synergetic with each other.
Yeah, I think last draft I just didn't like the Darkseer because it felt forced within the opening that they had, which was the trans. I do like the synergy, like you said, a lot more. They go back for the call on the side of Parivision. No surprise there. I mean, if you just won, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing, but they've also been picking Keeper of the Light for 9 class a lot this event. Keeper Light's one of those heroes that, yes, it's you're either a Keeper of Light team or not. Several players have said that, but I also think that it's not only they do go for the Ogre. I was advocating for this last game. That kind of vindicates me a little bit. I feel basically what I was thinking with the Ogre pick, sorry, I just jumped ship from the Coddle discussion because I'm so fascinated by this Ogre, is that sometimes I think Puppy's one of the few coaches that will pick a suboptimal hero to fix a problem. And I think Drow Clock is just super scary for Drow. Darkseer Clock, excuse me, is very scary for Drow. And last game, Satanic, he probably between games are like, come on, man, I didn't have to die that many times. Like, we could have maybe had a bit more prepared for that early game. And so Ogre does solve that better than any other hero that's left. Like the clock's gone, the Treant's gone, so now you're left with the budget clock and Treant. Sorry, Ogre.
Yeah, I mean, it's great for the lane, but I just don't see this dispel that they prioritized in the last game because Enchantress was stolen in that game 1, and in this game she's just on top. Like, maybe they're just not identifying, but maybe they're discussed amongst themselves and they thought that Drow was enough of a solution to Darkseer within the lane that you don't need the Dispel.
Yeah, I think that I mean, Satanic, reminder, we talked about him having like a Rougharoo game. He had a perfect first like 5 or 6 minutes. I think the problem is you need a hero that like walks into the gate and just says, oh, there's 3 heroes here, I guess I'm dead. Like, that's honestly, I think the kind of 5 that you need, and Ogre's fantastic at that. So I'm more so concerned about the 6 to 10 minute mark for Satanic this game. And Bane, there's just so much scariness here because you have the Clock Darkseer lane that's going to constantly push it in and dive you. We saw the Bane Invoker from 1W yesterday. You know, we've traditionally seen like the likes of Lion or Shadow Shaman to set up those sunstrikes. Now Bane, being a meta hero, is even better at this with the Nightmare. It's like 4 seconds level 1, so we should be seeing a lot of mid-1 sunstrikes on the side lanes, maybe getting him off to a better start. I'm curious if this might be a Beastmaster mid. You think so?
I mean, there's always the chance to flex it to offlane, like agility and take out the puck. Anyway, the reason why I'm confident that it's mid, or at least it would be odd if it weren't, is because that Beastmaster crushes Invoker on lane, right?
We saw it yesterday with Tyrone, yeah.
Later on, Invoker does have a great game against them and can set up and can counterplay.
Yeah,
in the laning stage, he out-CSs him, he can take his tower very early and makes it so that Invoker is playing from the back line.
I think
because I
think it can be advocated that Beastmaster's incredible mid, and it's also incredible offlane. You're one of the few heroes that can like remove the Nightmare from yourself or from your teammate without you know, putting yourself out of position. And the Nightmare Sunstrike setup, you're also meaning you're countering that, and you're also synergizing with being an offlaner that take the Ancients and gets Chakra Magicked. So I actually think both options are really good.
Yeah, great points to make there. I wonder where they're gonna end up throwing it. But I would like for, if this were a mid Beastmaster, for some kind of playmaker to come out from
Papi
offlane
legit hero တွေကုန်ပန်းတာ
instead.
ဟုတ်ပါအဲ့အခုလေးပြောနေတာ
Playmaker.
ဒေတာလည်းပန်းတယ်
There's gonna be a period in
အဲ့
this
မိုင်းကင်းလည်းပန်းတယ်
Parivision where that Dry Ranger is farming.
DK ပါပန်းတာအဲ့တော့
Coddle
legit
early on,
လောက်
and
မ
that
နေ
can
နဲ့တော့
contribute that much to your team fighting.
အဲ့ကောင်ကတဲ့
Well, there's
ဒီ hero တွေပဲကင်တတ်တာလေဘန်းလိုက်ရင်သွားပြီတဲ့ပါပီကတိ
banned by
အlegit ဘာထွက်လာတော့တယ်
against
အကောင်ရှိတယ် live stealer ဒါပေမဲ့ခတ်တာ live stealer drawing ကြောင်ဆော့လို့မရ
But there's still options.
ဘူးညောင်
I feel like there's
နေ radiant အပြာကြောင်းနဲ့ဆော့ရင် radiant mana ဆိုင်အပြာကြောင်းနဲ့ဆိုရင်ရော
we talk about the
ဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်မလွယ်ဘူးကွာဟိုမှာ BKB စတန်းတဲ့ကောင်ပါတယ်မလွယ်
I
ဘူး
still really like Spectre. The only issue is if your Invoker is losing mid to a
Spectre,
potential Beastmaster,
Spectre
let's
ထက်
say,
ဆိုင် live stealer တော့ကော
Spectre
င်းပြီ
can very easily get bullied.
ဒါကြောင့်
kicked
နဲ့
out
ဒု
of
က္ခ
our
ပေးလို့
lane,
ရ
and you're
ခန္ဓာ
playing
ကိုယ်
on
ထဲ
the
ဝင်
back
ပြီး
foot
တော့
from
ကိုက်
two
လို့ရ
corners.
တယ်
He's not here right now, Sheaves, but about a week ago, I played Faceless Void, just like a carry that can't really protect his tower. And I got 10th picked, Beastmastered by Seb. He's, yeah, and let me just tell you, if you don't counter this hero and slow his momentum down, you just lose the game. I can attest to this firsthand. Like Noticed is a world-class level Beastmaster player, and there's a reason why they banned Gyro Bristle specifically. Is these are two carries that Flat Cannon hits the boar, Quills hits the boar. Like if you don't pick something like a Medusa, I'm just like I honestly think the Pango might be a preemptive. Like we think the Medusa is the only hero left in the pool that actually deals with Beastmaster. If you pick something else, we're fine. Like, I actually think that might be considered here.
Yeah, and I also think that they're keeping the flex open between Pango and Beastmaster, because you have 23, you're going to get 24, and these two heroes can switch lanes if they need to.
Yeah, absolutely. And are they baiting the Bloodseeker here? Don't pick Blood. I know you see Pangolier, but don't pick Bloodseeker, dude.
This is indeed a trap.
Don't do it.
I would say.
It looks so juicy, Crystal. I know you see it, man.
Yeah.
I know you can't hear me, but I see you, man.
He played it yesterday. We saw it earlier today as well. Early today, it did do well, actually.
Don't do it.
There's that.
I do like this Pango V6 at the end, though, because it makes this last pick from MOUZ not feel as clear as it should be. And now it's like, okay, if it's a mid Pango, do we take a ranged carry so that we can kill it late game with the Fiend Script? But if it's an offlane Pango, do we just take a melee hero to punish it? Do we pick something to synergize with Invoker? There's a lot of questions.
I
think it's a mistake to have left Crystallis pick to last after seeing the first 5 bans being targeted at him. Because yeah, there are some heroes left, Shiver, like you said, but
if you're gonna overall last pick at position 5, that feels really bad as well. Because one of the reasons why you are a second pick is to make sure you have that overall last option.
It's true. I mean, I think you could have maybe paused the Invoker, like maybe put Crystallis' hero with the Bane.
Is
just
Slark pickable these days?
What the fuck?
He is not pickable, sadly.
Alchemist.
ဒီပွဲမစိုးဘူးနော်ဟိုဘက် AOE အားလန်သားလွယ်တော့မလွယ်ဘူးကွာပန်ကိုစပယ်တွေနဲ့ပါနဲ့ဆိုတော့လွယ်တော့မလွယ်
You have a lot of stun synergy from this lane to set up for
အခီးမဲ့ပဲ
Invoker
ပစ်ထားပါတ
Sunstrikes,
ယ်
and you have a
ဒီ
really
ပွဲက
good mid-game timing with the Starks here.
I think this pick only works because you have Invoker. Like
ကိုပြောသလိုပဲ
they are a
တ
little
ကောင်း
bit
နဲ့
light on
ဆိုရင်
damage on
အာ
Bane
ခီးမက်က
Alchemist,
drawing ကြောင်ကောင်းတာမ
but
ထောက်
you
ဘူး
have acid
နော်
spray
လိုက်
for
ကန်
the
တဲ့တွဲ
boards.
မှာ
It's
ထော
not
က်
gonna
တာ
like kill them, but it effectively zones them
Wrong
from being
name,
able to
Tom.
harass you and deny the CS. I have a feeling we're gonna know. This is the thing about playing against Parivision is that MOUZ got to like level 5 last game. They made it to like the minute 30, minute 40, where they then lost later. I feel like we've seen some teams where you lose at level 1, where you are literally losing when the heroes are like level 2 or 3. And if Beastmaster gets off to an early start here, like we're gonna see Crystallis at his own 2-3 tower at minute 15. And that's just a recipe for disaster because I think Boom's gonna struggle in lane. I think Invoker's gonna go maybe 40-60, like a little bit disadvantageous, and the only way he's gonna come back on mid 1 is through getting Sunstrikes on Crystallis' lane. So all of my eyes are down there.
Yeah, I can see all of those issues that you present. I actually think that MOUZ have a lot of playmaking that they can make with their
timing နေနဲ့ Invoker lane back တော့ဘာညာ
He can definitely help. I think it's gonna. Do you think
ဒီက
it's
နောက်
gonna
ဆုံး
be
က
bot lane? Do you think it's mid? Like, where do you think
အဲ့လို
he's
မျိုးဖြစ်မယ်
going?
ထင်တာပဲ
I would hope he just goes between his lane and mid because Invoker actually got an easier lane than if he were to play against Beastmaster, and if mid one can get a good start, he doesn't have to be the farming Invoker. He can be the active Invoker and to protect Crystallis' lane, and then I can see them having a solid game off of that. But all eyes for me on the support rotations.
Is Satanic going to be as heavily targeted this game around? Because it doesn't sound like it from the way you guys are talking about this draft.
No, I think with Alchemist, you have to play a lot more for your own game. I think the first problem to solve is getting Invoker and Alchemist off the ground. Like I talked about Alchemist, Mira talked more about Invoker and playing around mid lane for damage. And I think if you accomplish that, you can start considering maybe a level 7 Alchemist going through the portal to mess with Satanic, but I think that's about as early as the rotation is going to be coming, because Keeper of the Light, Beastmaster, I expect to put a lot of pressure on bottom lane.
Looks like it's another uphill battle for MOUZ in this game number 2. First game, they had a shot. I'm not gonna say solid. They had a shot for sure. They took it. It did not work out. They were able to pressure Satanic a lot, but they did not manage to take even a single kill on no one or noticed. And potentially this time around, they are more catered towards getting a fight going and to maybe taking those cores down, as we see already some cool moves happening. We're going to also listen to some cool voices.
Hiya.
Sounds fun and
Luido.
Oh, thanks so much, Shiva. I really like the sound of my own voice too.
Same.
But Kezu's is better than mine, of course.
But that's how everyone thinks that someone else's voice is better than their own.
Oh yeah, I can't stand my voice actually.
Yeah, no one can stand their own voice.
That's not true. I can think of a few.
Okay, there's a couple of psychotic people out there that do like
yes,
it. Yeah,
there's sociopaths out there. As we get into game number 2, MOUZ versus Parivision. And yeah, Shiva brought it up, but noticed and no one deathless in that last game. Will be deathless in this series. Again, we have another 9-class Keeper of the Light that can give some mana reduction, or rather cooldown reduction, to the low cooldown spells of Pango, Beastmaster, etc. Even Ogre to some degree. Pretty cool that they really highly like this hero. Highly like this.
You did very good here. Nice.
What got needed? Frosty net they want
He's ignited.
He's dead. Okay.
They done it first blood.
Gets first blooded by Satanic.
And
not a great start for MOUZ.
Literally, this entire first blood play would have been very different if Noticed hadn't given like his board to this fight. He's offlane Beastmaster, but his board was used on this rune fight, and this is an incredible problem. I think that already. I like MOUZ's draft yesterday, or not yesterday, in the last game. It was totally fine.
Yesterday.
I think this one they found an okay pick with Alchemist, probably the okay pick left in the entire pool. But I think that they are playing on the back foot here.
Why?
So first of all, if I look at their lanes, I believe that they will lose this lane up here. Which I think is already happening. Then mid lane is also favored against the Invoker. And honestly, I think bottom is very volatile as we're watching.
Dead again? This is disastrous. If so, boom.
He's dead.
Attempting to run, nowhere to go. And my goodness, 2 deaths already? His TP is down for 35. He has to make the walk of shame.
Yeah,
this lane feels over.
Let's not look at that lane for a while, because it won't be very pretty.
Wow.
But yeah, so mid lane it's Pango favored. It's not like crazy, but it
is
Pango. You have high physical damage. You can always kill the spawn. So I am looking at MOUZ's safe lane. I do think this is where the power of the Alchemist can come in. He is quite good against Beastmaster. The only problem is your support isn't amazing. Bane is a great hero, but not against Beastmaster. So I do want to see if Crystallis can find a way to have... Honestly, he needs to have more impact than what he did in the last game that we watched.
The Invoker side, mid one is classics. What do you think about this pick?
Honestly, I just like Invoker. I think Invoker is very good in this meta. He is getting punished every now and then, and I think he will in this game also. But of course, you know, Sunstrike is very good. Alacrity, I think the hero has crazy good scaling. And if there's one player I have incredible faith in to carry MOUZ, it is absolutely going to be mid one.
A lot of good Sunstrike targets. You got the Nightmare setup, you have the Cogs, Vacuum into Cataclysm. We're not really seeing Ags on Invoker. Unfortunately.
It's like coming out later, and I feel like even then, like the Cataclysm itself isn't always the best.
Boom is back in lane, by the way.
That's good.
I got powder on there.
You might just get a recovery like last game, right? I think that's also that is something that Alchemist can do. Like the hero can go through the gate, but a lot of this has to do with your own laning stage. The biggest worry I have is that Drow Ranger is incredibly good. Again, the hero is good as it is. But she is good against Alchemist unless he temples on you or ganks you. You have over damage. If you go Aghanim Scepter, his Chemical Rage is near worthless if you get a couple of clicks on him.
I wonder how much of the game plan was revolved around shutting Boom down even more this time, because I mean, I thought they did a really good job early on last game too, and then he just came back. Kind of a misstep from Parivision.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if they could have shut him down much more.
Just don't go for that Wisdom Shrine, I guess.
Tornado Ice Wall, Banya, Defending Blast, level 25 divided.
No, they don't have tech anyway, so not to worry about that.
Oh, well played.
No one in this mid lane, 17-4 right now versus mid 1, 15-3. So kind of a wash.
Yeah, mid one holding his ground, which is very good. Also making sure to secure some last hits here with a good cold snap.
Why are we not seeing Ags? Talk to me more about this, because given 3 options, usually it's Cataclysm, occasionally it's the Tornado. I don't even know what the third one does because we don't see it. Is it the Ice Wall?
It's the Ice Wall, which honestly, it's pretty good. I just think the thing is that first of all, the hero's quite slow. You need to like get to the stage first, I think. And in some of the games, I think we are still seeing it. Like, I personally think that the Tornado one is kind of the strongest. As didn't quite see what happened there, but he did get to deny a Water Rune. Does cost him the TP.
Ooh,
I just think that the Ags is like a nice bonus for later and only good in like
very
specific games.
slow
if you were to go for like some Cataclysm, as hold that for a moment, no one's being very aggro.
He'll crash right on him. There's the Ice Wall. No one. Swashbuckle does hit and does get the kill. So no one with another solo kill onto mid 1, 2 games in a row, I do believe.
Yep.
There's Yamich. Okay, well, he's quite the quick boy. Unfortunately, he doesn't have battery assault, so he's not going to be able to do too much. There's no one just going to stand inside the cogs, get a shield crash, barrier, good to go.
It was a nice try with the Surge and the Shell, but it's, I mean, it's good. He needed to TP mid because, remember, mid one died without a TP available. But this also means now that Boom is alone, so now he's going to get a beating. And if I'm looking at the bot lane, if you want to shut down Beastmaster, it's in like the first 3 minutes. And right now, Notice is top on the board as Yamich gets surged up.
Yeah, the inside the cogs as well. He's just going to die. All right, so that was the strategy, I guess.
Honestly, that was nicely played in the fact that they made sure to stay on top of each other. So that they both end up in the middle of the cogs. There's no like pushing away the Ogre. You can hit him in the face together. They're in trouble town here, Shannon. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, already down 2K. Freaking clockwork, man. Battery assault needs to be bringing that spell back, please. It's such a cool spell.
I agree with you. I do think there are some very specific games where you can look for it, but it just generally, it's a big commitment. Rocket and Cogs, honestly, there aren't really any situations where those spells aren't good. Like, they're always value.
So what's the thought process behind the Ogre
42.
Obviously, you have the buff for Bloodlust for Drow. As we're going to see a Sunstrike, it will hit fully, and that is enough. Boom. Gets the last hit on Satanic. A much needed boost for him.
That was a good one too. Sunstrike had a Fairy Fire and some Stick Charges available, but they did get to clutch in the kill. It's I think it's a nice melee hero. First of all, when you play against like the Starks here, Clockwork, you want to fight into them. You don't want to play some double range. If one guy gets caught out, you kill them. And I'm not going to lie, Puppy loves Bloodlust. This guy's a Bloodlust fanatic. And Drow Ranger is really good. Like, it's an amazing Bloodlusted carry. And I think when you first pick your carry like this, you want to help them out. Make their life easy. You have Beastmaster who's going to take some pressure. Pango for the team fighting. Drop him a Bloodlust, and Satanic, he's going to go ham.
7-minute Wisdom. Panto. Try for
it with the Nightmare Play
to deny it, so we'll grab it himself, and now Panto in some problem issue thingy here. He's dead.
Highly likely dead.
Yes, I would say so. Nicholas gets that one. I mean, how does this hero scale, the Ogre?
I couldn't really tell you how he scales. So the thing is, you can still buy Midas on him. It's way worse than it used to be. Because back in the day, it actually, you got a lot of XP from it. right? So now it's only the gold. I think the way you scale is you buy like Shard and Solar Crest, and you're happy to just buff up your core. I think that's honestly about
Akime ကအဲ့တော်ထဲမှာကောင်းကိုစားရမယ်မထင်ဘူးဒီတာဝါကျိုးသွားပြီဆိုတာနဲ့ဒီအောက်ကကမ်နှစ်ခုကအဲ့ဒါပါပြီးသွားပြီအဲ့လိုပါသွားရင် Akime က
And this is a 4K video already for Parivision.
ပြီးအဲ့ဟာပါမယ်အဲ့ဟာပါမယ်ဒီဘောကကန်လေးပါမယ်ဆို Akime ရဲ့ဆော့တာအရင်ခတ်သွားတယ်ဒီဘောက online ဖြစ်လာဖို့ကလည်း နည်းကြောင်းမယ်ပန်ဂိုလီးယားပါအောက်ထဲဝင်လာရင်ဒီကြီးက Radiant ကိုတော်တော်ဖမ်းရမယ်ဒီပွဲက
Damage is probably falling here.
If first hour အစောကြီးကျိုးသွားတာကြီး
Attempt the TP to call us. No,
we'll make it out. I mean, let's see what they can do, because the problem is with an oppressive Beastmaster early game like this, he takes your safe lane tier 1, he's gonna take over your jungle, and he's gonna say hello to your mid tier 1 tower very, very shortly.
Yeah, Boom attempting to bring the lane to another area because he can't deal with the regular lane.
Ooh,
and they're gonna get the cancellation on the TP, and yet another death for Boom. They lose Panto as well. Things are just falling apart at the seams for MOUZ in this game too. I think we are the luck charm. They were 4-2 coming into this. There are only 2 losses where the game is looking.
It's currently looking like a bit of a speed run, if I may say so. At least from this point onward, it's honestly not that easy for MOUZ to strike back. I think they need to try and hold like a more open map for themselves, like have Crystallis on bottom, try to get towards your Radiance, you know, mid one squeeze in your farm. He's been stacking some of his own camps here, but even one of those is going to be taken away from him.
Panto and Yamich looking for an opening.
These two, you hate Beastmaster as Clock and you hate Beastmaster as Bane. Like, I don't think there's a worse support duo right now that when you walk in your own jungle, there's one Beastmaster and you can't walk into him.
Right.
He will kill both of you. You can't sleep him because he will take it off with one board. You can't cog him because he will kill all the cogs and get 2,000 gold.
I think based on the fact that they just relocated now, maybe they realized.
Yeah, I think so.
Although mid one was in the area, but maybe not ready
to
fight quite yet.
Still
just a recipe away from
Akime ပစ်ထားတာ MOUZ ပါ
and for Crystallis, 2300 into the eventual Sacred Relic. And Boom, rough start, but does have the helm now.
10 minutesပဲရှိသေးတယ်
Definitely just try to whittle in a lot of like XP and gold into like Yamich's clockwork with some shells, keep farming together. They're playing on very like restricted space.
မတော်ထဲမှာလည်းစတက်အုပ်တွေအများကြီးမှာဆွဲနေစစ်ကေဖြစ်သွားပြီ
Keep swinging back and forth between those two. And I mean, I don't want to remind everybody, but they're the ones with the Alchemist.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that.
So this is more like a 8k gold lead at this point.
Yeah. Oof. And to add insult to injury, Parivision about to have, in the next minute or so, 2 items coinciding, which is no one's Diffusal Blade, as Midwell might be in some trouble. Rolling Thunder to start things out, getting slowed thanks to the solar. Well, the swashbuckle although he's actually staying alive, Parivision back. And no kills will result from this. A little waste of time from Parivision.
It's definitely good that mid1 does get to live here, because it looked like maybe Parivision could have like committed a little bit more with the role, but you know, just forcing their heroes here as they just get to hold like a full map. You know, you have noticed on his own that bottom and he's just running the 3-man kill squad together here.
Akime ကမွဲပြီးတော့စပြီးပြီးတော့ဒီ crit တွေကိုလာပြီးစားပြီး Akime ကလုံးဝမွဲဒီကောင်တွေအခုချိန်မှာလုံးလို့ရတာအားလုံးအပေါ်အကောင်သွားလို့ drawing ကြောင်သွားလို့အဲ့လို drawing ကြောင်သွားလို့ဒီကောင်တွေလာကာပြီးဆိုရင်အောက်ဖက်လွတ်သွားမှာအဲ့ဒီက Akime ပြန်လွတ်သွားမှာအဲ့လိုလုပ်ရမှာ
Definitely not.
ဟိုကဟိုလိုဒီလိုရောင်းနေပြီး
They need to get the 6 on Yamich as well. I think it's not good for him to linger around mid. I like that he's going up into the top lane now, because without the hook shot, like smoking up Panto to one of the sides, nothing's really changing when it comes to the state of the map, and this is not good. Obviously, when you're down 7k, it's not easy to make that many moves, but you have Clock, he can get the hook shot, you can get the double shell going. Because at this point, Parivision, they will still split eventually. It's bound to happen.
Helm of the Overlord now online for notice, so they get that with the Dragon Lance on Satanic as well. But they're not in really any hurry. We've seen teams get off to fast starts like this, and I'm just looking from MOUZ's perspective. Alchemist needs a little bit more time. Obviously, the Radiance is the first step, but you're not just going to fight with Radiance with this much of a deficit.
No. They're going to keep farming. I think the only two ways is one, if
Pari, hey, that's it.
With the Diffusal Blade, even the ult coming out from Chrysalis, not enough to stay alive.
Yeah, he's got the amp damage and Bloodlust. He'll kill you for days. That's a tier 2 gone. Looks like they will get to trade it for a tier 1 top.
And I'm not sure how much he lost, but
he
is 150 short of secret relic at that point.
That definitely hurts. Yeah, did lose 130.
Indeed. Oh my god. I
mean, very textbook here for now from Parivision. MOUZ did get to clear up the top tier 1 tower. And it might sound weird, but trading the tier 2 for the tier 1 isn't even that horrible for them. It at least gives them a little bit more access into the top area. You also see that at least for now, Satanic was forced out of this. Doesn't mind too much, but at least it means that MOUZ have a bit of breathing space.
Oh, he's chilling. And okay, so I'm going to ask you now again.
Yeah.
Notice 0 deaths. No one 0 deaths. Game 1 and Game 2. Will that continue throughout this Game 2?
Ooh, I mean, I don't want to be a downer, but I do think it's possible. If Parivision play clean, and if I look at their quick buy, notice he's currently queuing up a pipe. And I think you get the good old, I like to call it the 33 tactic. Kind of matching a pipe timing into a Radiance carry.
Yep.
Which they absolutely can be looking for here. And
if
they play it nicely and clean, like if they want to, and if they make it happen.
Sunstrike.
With the Fiend's Grip as
well.
First death of the Dark Seer. Not wanting to go through the wall. Panto gets bursted down. On the other side of the wall, there are some arrows coming for you. With Satanic's name on it. So they do find 2, but it's probably still working for MOUZ, I would assume.
What do you want to have happen next?
What do I want?
Yeah, we just cursed the hell out of them. No one just took an instant death.
Well, Noticed hasn't died yet.
Okay, but no one did. I thought it was about both of them.
Oh, I see. I meant either one. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
what's the over-under on Noticed dying this game?
Okay, he will... I don't know, this seems lame. Now I'm just saying he won't die and they just auto-win. But I do think there's a high chance he will not feed.
Okay.
They will do everything to keep him alive. They're going to give him the Aegis. He's going to buy the pipe. It's easy.
Yeah, definitely getting the Aegis here. 11k lead for Parivision. They can go at whatever pace they want now. I mean, how early do you want to rush if you're on their side?
Honestly, anytime. Like,
the easy
towers, take the outposts, the last towers. Because right now what feels nice is you eventually swing to bottom because you know that's where MOUZ are.
Yeah,
Ducalis. A kill on Ducalis.
Takes a full meteor. It's going to be the cost of Yamich as Satanic was still on the outskirts. I always get tripped up when Ghost Walk is activated and he's just so slow.
Yeah, he's so giga slow.
Hey, hold it.
Okay. Let's get off the stun in time.
Ghost Walk, Ice Wall, Ghost Net, Electricity,
getting beat down as well. The Sunstrike, not quite enough, but they should have the damage to finish the job. No one though with the rolling thunder might take out Chrysalis in tow. Gets off the quick concoction, but no one looking to try to get the kill onto Chrysalis, and it's way too easy. Noticed, still deathless.
Very important.
BT dubs.
BT dubs. But it is good for MOUZ. Like, honestly, any trade, even if it's a 1-for-2 trade, I don't know if I really care. Like, perhaps at this point, like, Chrysalis is just going to be bottom net worth, even with an Alchemist.
That's holy shit.
Yeah, it's not great. But at this point, that is what the game kind of is. He needs to get this Radiance, and they need to give him some of the space on the map.
If you're this low on net worth, is there any plan to go Ags for your
don't
team?
Think so. Like, because even then, like, their draft doesn't function if you...
I mean, normal punch pretty damn good this game.
It's not good enough. And like then
Cataclysm, it's a YOLO play. You
know? I would
hate it actually.
No one is saying to Lagaquania, yeah, Dita. Yeah, Mount the kid, Polo Pinero. We want that to Piantown Lies with Pinny, who are me one to Java.
Cataclysm into Beastmaster, into Manta style, like
MOUZ ကတိတ်မကြဘူးပြတ်မယ်ထင်တယ်
Man, I don't know. it's rough.
It's like polishing a turd. Only so much you can do.
တော်ကြီးကလည်းမြဝမ်းအဲ့လိုမျိုးအကြာကြီးပျောက်သွားပြီးမှ MOUZ မှာပြန်ပေါ်လာတာနော်အဲ့လိုပြန်ပေါ်လာတဲ့အချိန်မှာတော့လုံးဝကျန်းသွားပြီး
See
တော့
what they opt to do next.
အခုပြန်
There's only
လစ်
one
သွား
tier
ပြီ
2 remaining. It's in the bot lane.
It's in the top lane, I think.
Or top lane, rather. I was looking top and I said bot.
ကဲ high ground စရိုက်နေပါပြီ18မိနစ်ကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်လို့နော်
I'm from NA. Math is not our
over
strong
ရိုက်ထားမိတာမှားပါတယ်
Well, it kind of is back home.
2 + 2 is 6.
Triceratops going to work.
ကြည့်ပါဦးမတ်တက်ပဲရက်ကြည့်နေရ
Nobody apparently.
ဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရ
We'll check in again in 10 seconds.
Yeah, Chrysalis. So he has Radiance and he's only
အားလုံးအေးရေးမပြတ်တော့
800
ဘူး
into the eventual BKB. I mean, are you just giving this up at this point?
Well, it looks like it. No, he's coming.
Okay. Oh, they're going to pounce right onto Panto. Gust was there. Surge is going to keep him alive for the time being.
ကိုက်ပြိုက်ကိုက်ပြိုက်အဲ့ကောင်အေးချင်းမရှိဘူး Sunstrike ဟုတ်တယ်
The heals are
ဒီဝါ
not
ပြီ
enough. The pipe doing a good amount of work.
တော့ cloud ပြန်ဝင်လာတယ် legit က drawing ရပြစ်လို့ short ကန်နီးတော့ဖြစ်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ defending plus ကြီးကကောင်းသွားပြီ Okay ဘာမှမဖြစ်သေးဘူးတားရီတို့တွေးပြန်ဖြစ်
And still go for this melee racks.
နည်း
That's the
နည်း
whole problem. They had to use a lot of
Start
spells,
လို့ရသေးတယ်
Chemical Rage, and obviously also
Yeah, yeah.
vacuum wall.
Oh my god, the
Ah,
multi-shot just kills Pantho. Very casually done. And Boom now is going to have to surge away. Chrysalis joining the party again. This barracks is certainly dead. Triceratops.
ဒီကအနောက်က keeper ကွာသိလား
They have a chakra soon for
keeper
Satanic.
ထိုင်ပြီးတွေးဖြစ်နေတာလို့ဒီကောင်လေးစပဲတွေဘလောက်ဆားဆားအဲ့တွေးတွေပြည့်ပြီးတော့ဟိုဟာဖြစ်နေ
So one set of barracks for Parivision as they find mid one. Able to find the cover of
keeper
darkness
level
to
စီ
get
ကြီးနဲ့
away,
တွေးဖြစ်
though.
နေတာပြီးတော့ဒီကောင် holy locket ထည့်ထားတယ်တွေးဖြစ်တဲ့
They get to. I guess you can't even call it a
healing
hold, as they did lose their
amplification
racks. Now no one is
ပါ
back up, and they can
တော့
just
ရနေ
go
တွေး
straight
တက်
back.
Ancient was held.
True. Depends how you swing it, I guess. We are casters, so we get to decide what the story is.
That's right. It's a close one here.
Actually, a banger.
အဲ့ keeper နောက်ကနေတွေးဖြစ်ပြီးတက်တဲ့ကွာ
Yeah, 14k lead at 20 against Al.
အပီနဲ့ပူရိုကီနဲ့အရန်ကြိုက်တဲ့
Maybe
ကွာ
Knoxville or some of the bros are watching that know all
Kurogi
about the
ဆိုတစ်ချိန်လုံး
stats,
keeper
but I
mid
would
ထုတ်နေတာ
assume that it has
လွန်
been
ခဲ့တဲ့
a while that a team had
နှစ်နှစ်လောက်က
this lead
တစ်
against
နှစ်လောက်က
Alchemist at minute 20.
အေးပေါ့နှစ်နှစ်လောက်က
True. That is definitely true.
Okay,
they're not gonna
then
stop
they'll
now. I mean, it's
go.
still 2 minutes on this age. I thought it was about to expire, but not the case.
Well, it's a very fast-paced game. Panto did get off a good ward. They might be able to use this because Parivision, they're a little bit cocky here.
Dukala stuck inside the cogs from below. Satanic.
ပဲဆုလိုက်ပြီဟုတ်တယ်ဗျာရှီဘာကန်နဲ့အေးအေး hey hey hey
Just down and out.
hey 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 ဟိုမှာရှီဘာကန်လေးနဲ့အုပ်ပြီးခဲကျဲတာရှောင်သွားတယ်စေတန်တွေကမန်ဒါစတိုင်းနဲ့လှတယ်
And no one, not going to make any meaningful connections, although the
အိုး
hook shot.
အဲ့ဟူရှော့ရ
onto a
ဘယ်ကို
teammate.
ပြေးဆွဲရတော့အချင်းချင်းဆွဲရ
Double roll now from no one. And Yamich getting swashbuckled, trying to stay
Well,
alive
can I
with
have
the
it?
scepter. As they get the roar onto the Dark Seer, trying to
တီ
surge up
တူး
the
ကြားရ
multi-shot,
တဲ့
just
အဲ့လို
doing
ကြီး
so
ဝင်
much
လာတော့
damage,
လူ
no
ပေါင်း
more
ဝ
Surge
လုံးနဲ့
to
ကွာ
work with. He's dead. They're going to lose the support on the side of Parivision,
ဟော
but the
ဗျာ
cores are falling from
လေးအောင်ရှော့သွားတီတူးကြားတဲ့ကိုဒိုက်တာ
Only the
နော်
Alk survives, and he's the
ပေါ်တီကာလာတီတူးကြားတဲ့ကိုမိနစ်20မှာ
I mean, even with a nice try, like, you know, Panto got to place that ward, but there's the Aegis, they have time to come over, and honestly, MOUZ are just lacking damage. Like, Clock and Bane, they've got all the lockdown in the world, and sure,
ဒါတည်းကဟုတ်တယ်လို့
Vulture
လို့
has like a couple of spells,
Yeah,
but
but
he's
I'm
not the highest level, he
Aegis
only has
နဲ့ဟို
travels
ပြန်
and
ထား
Meteor Hammer. You're just lacking gold.
ဒီမှာရှာကျွေးတာလေးကုန်ပြီလို့
Because like, look how far away the rest are. Like, no one.
တွန်းသားဘယ်လိုဖြစ်ဝိုင်းဖြစ်သွားတာလဲ
at
တဲ့
least
ဝမ်းဝင်းက
10 to
ထွန်း
15
သား
seconds
သင်းလုံးကိုဝယ်ချလိုက်တာလေလူ9ယောက်လုံးဝယ်ချပြီးတော့တယောက်ကို Rolex တစ်လုံးစီပေးထား
but that's literally all they get other than the ogre.
And he got to dodge the meteor with the manta.
အဲ့ဗီဒီယို
fights
မ
up to
ကြည့်ရ
the
ဘူး
high
လား
ground. At this point, it's
ဝမ်းဝင်းက
just
သူ
a
တို့
free fight
တယောက်ကို
for
Rolex တစ်လုံးစီ
Parivision.
ပေးထားတဲ့ဗီဒီယိုအညာ
Back to live we
flexing
go. Satanic, despite not having Aegis, still pretty confident. The heal's starting to come out.
Glacier to get some high ground vision as well and some more attack range.
Looks like he'll get the range racks uncontested. MOUZ, do they have any
ဝမ်းဝင်းကတော့
defense ready to go?
ဦးစီးမှာ
They have
ဦးကြီးနဲ့
wall, vacuum wall again, so you could look
Uzi
for
ma,
potential
Uzi ma.
play.
One went
Of course, there is
ten.
no Aegis.
Concoction's
Easy
coming. They're
info
going for
got
the big
paid like that.
combo,
Eh,
combo,
hong
back
kong
well
win
into
wabi.
Concoction, but
Self-stun.
they get nothing. Yeah, self-stun by the Alk. He's just
Into the
dying.
pressure.
Now ma,
Survival
now ma.
roar, dead. 45 seconds, no Chrysalis. It was a YOLO play for MOUZ. Did not work out as Yamich.
YOLO play. Bye bye. GG ခေါ်လိုက်ပါတော့ကွာ22 minute ကျေးဇူးများကြီးတင်တယ် game 1တော့40ကျော်ဆော့ခဲ့ပြီးတော့
This was an ultra game level shellacking, as they really wanted to kill Satanic before ultimately calling it, but I don't blame them. I think this game got out of control.
MOUZ ကရှင်းနေမကောင်းဘူးကွာတော်တော်ကြာသွားပြီ Nemesis ပြုတ်သွားပြီ Recognize ပြုတ်သွားပြီ Level up ပြုတ်ပြီ L1 ပြုတ်ပြီ MOUZ ကမပြုတ်သွားဘူး MOUZ ကအသက်လေးရှင်ပြီးတော့ Survival level အဲ့ကောင် Survival level မှာပြုတ်မှာဒါပေမဲ့ BG နဲ့တွေ့မှာလားမသိဘူးအဲ့လိုလားဒီနေ့တင်းဒီနေ့ဟိုဘက်ကအတင်းနေနဲ့တွေ့မှာနော်ချင်းချင်းတော့ပြန်မတွေ့လာဘူး Okay အဲ့တော့ဒီကောင်ကဘယ်လိုမျိုးတွေနဲ့တွေ့မှာမပြုတ်လောက်လဲဆိုတော့ဒီလို play တိုင်းလိုမျိုးအသေးနဲ့တွေ့တာတို့ဘာလို့ပြုတ်မှထင်မပြုတ်မှထင်တယ်ကျန်တာတွေက तू မနိုင်တဲ့ကောင်တွေကြီးပဲကြည့်လိုက်မပြုတ်မှာ MOUZ ကအင်းပြေဒီဘက်မှာ VP ကလည်းပြုတ်ခံနေဟာဘယ်လိုဖြစ်တာ What happened VP ကဘယ်လိုဖြစ်လို့ပြုတ်ခံနေဖြစ်နေ Okay. So bye bye guys. Bye bye. Good night, ba. See you guys. Night.